Okay, we're green so far. Touch wood, hopefully.
Let's have a look.
That could be promising.
Could be.
Skip.
Hey, I think we're actually on.
Holy shit.
Oh my god. Just kidding, guys. We were totally in control of everything that was happening there. Goodness me. How's everyone gone? Let's get this sorted.
And Geelong have just kicked another goal.
G'day, boys. Yeah, they can see us. Can you hear us all right? We have had the technical issues from hell. You didn't end up hotspotting it, did you?
I did hotspot it briefly, then unhotspotted it.
Okay.
And that seems to be going okay.
All right. Sweet.
Knock on wood.
Cool. G'day, Hamish Brayshaw in the house. How you doing, mate? Let me just... Oh, we were just very stressed.
Careful with that table. It's a bit...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Which the thing here?
Yeah, that's good.
Sweet. Alrighty. So, Geelong got the first 2 goals. Completely missed all of that because we were trying to work out how to actually stream this thing. But I think in the end it was just our connection was bad. So, is the audio good? Everyone can hear us? Sweet. Bush, you are my hero, says Q Footy and Rugby.
I appreciate that. I love to inspire the people. What can I say?
You are a bit of a cult hero, actually.
Yeah, I apply to a niche audience, I reckon. But the people that love me, they just love me.
Very niche. Very niche. Okay. Backyard Charizard says, haha, are you enjoying yourselves yet? No, not so much yet.
Yeah, probably need to settle in.
Yeah, that's it.
After all that kerfuffle.
Make sure everyone you go subscribe to Backyard Charizard for his amazing live streams. He's the absolute GOAT in this area. He asks, can we get an idea on how many F-bombs were dropped in the last 10 minutes? How many do you reckon?
At least 25.
Oh, yeah. There was a moment where I swear it came up for a second and then I went, oh, fuck. And then I closed it immediately.
There's our first on the actual stream while it's working.
Yeah. All right. Okay. We can relax now.
Yeah.
We're all good. Can you tell it's our first time? All right. McCluggage is lining up for goal.
It was a nice grab. I saw the grab that set it up.
Yeah, okay.
Uncontested, but it was nice. Nearly shanked the kick.
You notice we got the live top 4 going up there in the corner for those who are curious.
He just doesn't want people to forget about his own team. That's what it is.
Oh, Matty Pollock's here. He's been a OG fan of True Footy. I've got him on Insta. He's a good fella. G'day, Matt. Barry Boy says hi. G'day.
G'day, everyone.
Hamish Brayshaw says the only problem with Bush is quite obvious. Dockers fan. I agree.
The only problem with your name is it isn't Andrew, not Hamish.
Yeah, Hamish Brayshaw, tell us a little bit about why you've got your username Hamish Brayshaw. Is he your favourite player and why? Well, in all the kerfuffle of getting ready for this game, I actually haven't thought that much about how big a game it actually is. But this is a potential.
This is for first almost.
It is, yeah. So you got Brisbane live. Oh no, so Geelong are obviously live first at the moment. But this could even be like a week 1 finals preview. It could be. If Brisbane finished second and Geelong finished third. Sasquatch Freo in the house, one of our biggest fans. Okay. I'm going to dox him. Sasquatch Freo is actually Joycey's other account. So if anyone's curious about the weird stuff that he posts.
G'day, Joycey. How are you, mate?
Jaden says it's not working, which isn't working. It does look like the live score's a bit slow up there. Oh no, it's changed for us now.
Oh, green light on our thing.
Hamish Brayshaw says he kind of set his name to Hamish so he can troll Backyard Charizard because he loves the Brayshaw boys. Yeah, fair enough. The Brayshaw boys are pretty cool.
Yeah, you got to love the whole family, really.
Yeah, I reckon Hamish will get a game soon.
Even that thing with their dad on open mic was pretty good after the whole gaff thing.
Yeah. That's true. What did you think about Mark Brayshaw? Like the way he talked about that gaff.
I thought he was a little soft on it maybe, but like he's in more of a position to have a stance on it than I am, obviously. So
he said
the fact he could take the high road.
He said
impressive.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you can tell he's a good fella.
Yeah.
I can tell all the whole family's good fellas. But he actually said that Andrew was a bit angry with him about it because he was too nice about it. Which is interesting, I thought. He was a little bit too...
Yeah, I thought he was... I did definitely think he was a little too nice about it, but like I said, the fact you could do that, it's impressive you could take that kind of high road after that.
Fallen says, whoever wins this game gets first, but I really want you to watch Hawks and West Coast next week because it means whoever wins shapes top 4 and top 8. Yes, you're right. Problem with that is I'm an Eagles member, so I'll be at the game. So I don't think I'll be able to do any Eagles home games anytime soon. But Richmond West Coast, if Bush is around tomorrow, we're going to try and do as well. So you guys are going to see me at my whingy best. Mid Guffey's here. G'day, mate. Appreciate you getting around the videos. Void Eyes 23. So what are your thoughts of Nick Smith? Yeah, Nick Smith's just been one of those guys I couldn't believe he was about to retire because he just seems to be like, I just always thought he was young. You know what I mean? And now suddenly he's retired. I'm like, gee whiz, that went quickly.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a few injuries and stuff, hasn't he, for
I'm not sure. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think he's been,
he's been in and out of the side.
Yeah. Sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, he's always been a really good player. But yeah, Sydney are going through a little bit of a transition at the moment. They've got a few aging stars. So McVeigh's gone this year.
Yeah.
Buddy's barely getting on the park. Nick Smith's retired. They've got quite a few good young kids though, so I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, they'll bounce back in a year or two.
Only studs are named Jesse, says Q Footy and Rugby. Yeah, you're right. Question. Okay, so being Jesse, all my life, I've been getting the talk. Like people respond to me and be like, "Oh, isn't Jesse a girl's name?" Well, I just want to ask people, how many girls do you actually know? How many girls do you actually know called Jesse?
Because I know a few.
I've met one. How many?
I know 3, 4.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
When you say this doesn't count if they're called Jessica and they go by Jess, that does not count.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So Jessie, as in Jessie, is on their birth certificate. That is not a girl's name.
Okay,
well, it is a girl's name, but
that might bring it down to one.
Yeah. Whereas, how many Jessie guys do you know? Tons.
Yeah, a few.
Yeah. There's a few in the AFL.
Absolutely.
There was a Jesse Stringer. There was Jesse Hogan.
Yeah, Jesse Hogan.
There's more.
The man on my membership card.
Yeah. True. Where are we up to? Saints are looking good. Blues kicked the first 2, and now they're up by 1. Oh, that's cool. Well, you know what? If we hadn't had such a panic start to this, I would have got the St Kilda Carlton score up in the background as well. But maybe keep us updated in the chat because I can't watch it at the moment.
We've got it on the bottom right screen of the tally.
Oh, wait, is that permanent?
Yeah, that's live.
But does that just stay there?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Ooh, out of the full. Tell you what, who's been a good pickup for Brisbane is Lincoln Mccarthy.
Yeah, he's been real crafty with the goals this year, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Doesn't get heaps of the pill, but definitely when he gets it, it counts.
I was watching Mitch Robinson's podcast. He does it with Lockie Neal. It's a really good show. And he says, you know how there was all that talk that Lincoln McCarthy was his best mate, Lockie Neal's best mate, and that's why he's going to Brisbane? In the podcast, he's like, oh yeah, I kind of knew him from school, like we were mates, but so it was just a massive media build-up. It's just that, like, they weren't even that close. It is a bit weird to go to a club for your best mate, I think.
Yeah.
Do you reckon? Like, it's one thing to move home and then be like, oh, my mates here will also play here, but it's weird to be like, I'm going to go move across to the other side of the country to play footy with my mate from school.
Yeah, bloody oath. Especially when you think they would have gone home if that was the logic behind such a reunion.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Lockie Neal's decision to go to Brisbane is pretty vindicated now, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't argue with him.
Yeah.
And I'm a jaded Dockers fan, and I have to go, Pharaoh.
Can you imagine if they kept Beams this year?
Still, he's been in and out.
He's been injured. That's why. Yeah.
Injured. All sorts of stuff going on with Beamsy by the sounds.
I'm sorry, I've lost track of the chat a little bit. Backyard Charizard says, is the weather getting better soon? Jesse Hogan can't wait to carve up the festival. There's just 2 more weeks, Jesse. Oh, no, he's done for the year, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
he's already started, I'd say.
Yeah, he's already started, him and Cam McCarthy soon. But to answer your question, the weather's fine today.
It doesn't seem too bad so far, touch wood.
It sprinkled on my way driving here. But the weather's looking all right today. I don't think it's going to rain tonight.
Hopefully not, considering I'm going to the bloody game.
Yeah.
And you probably are too, because it sounds like Dad has bitched out when I asked him before.
Barry Boy says Jesse is a boy and girl name. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'd definitely say unisex when I think the name.
For sure. I'm not disputing that, but for people to be like, isn't that a girl's name? I'm questioning how many girls do you actually know? Yeah, it's a tangent, but yeah. Oscar says, I know heaps called Jessica. Yes, Jessica, that is true, but it doesn't count because I'm talking about people just called Jessie. Yeah, obviously there's tons of girls called Jessica. Wow, there's a lot of people weighing in on the debate. Sasquatch Frio, I'm gonna ignore that comment. Barry Boy, Jesse White. Yes, who was Jesse White? Matt Pollock says that there was a Jesse White.
Yeah, Collingwood.
Thank you. That's who it was. Yes,
yeah.
I remember him. Yeah, I was like, I know the name, but it was Didn't he quit to play basketball or something? Or
no, that's Craig Molly you're thinking of.
Yeah, no, I know Jesse White because he was.
Yeah, Jesse White was decent at basketball, I think.
Yeah, no, I think he was a basketballer first. That's what it was.
I know Craig Moller was because he was like. I saw his high school highlights. He actually wasn't bad at basketball. Well, obviously he's pretty good.
Was he playing NBL now?
Yeah.
Barry Boy asks, are we using KO? No, Busher has Foxtel. So we're running with a 3-screen setup at the moment.
Trifecta, if you will.
Trifecta. So we got the big screen over there with Foxtel, Busher's laptop doing the stream, and then mine reading this chat.
It's good to see I'm finally using 16% of my CPU. It's probably the most I've pushed the thing so far in the years of having it.
Adelaide Crows are the best, says he's from Neil's Town, and McCarthy lived an hour away. They played Glenelg together, though. Yeah, and they didn't go to school together. Okay, maybe I misquoted. They knew each other through footy then, I guess, yeah. Thanks for that. Q Footy, or Jaden says, put the footy on. I don't think we can put the footy on the screen. I think there's actually rules about that. I don't want to get the
copyright.
The copyright, yeah, because we've copped a copyright strike in the past, and I don't want to do that before. Q Footy and Rugby, Bush, are you excited for the retro jumper this round?
Bloody oath! I always love the anchor. As you can, I've got one hanging right next to the screen actually.
True.
Signed anchor.
Oh, do you like that jumper better?
Yeah, I love the old anchor. They're getting on. Look at the theme of this bloody room. It's boats and shit everywhere. I'm a nautical man. What can I say?
Boats and hose.
Absolutely.
But don't you think the new jumper's a bit better, a bit professional?
It's more
sleek.
Yeah, more sleek. I'll say sleek.
I like it.
But I love the cheesy anchor. I'm not gonna lie.
But it sounds harsh, but I kind of associate that and every other Fremantle jumper with mediocrity. Whereas, since they got that new jumper in, was it Rossich took over as CEO?
Yeah,
they got Ross Lyon in a bold. They absolutely cucked St Kilda by taking their coach, and then they made a grand final. I feel like, I don't know. I prefer the new jumper.
Still, we made that prelim. We've made that prelim in the anchor back in 2006.
Yeah, that's true.
Bloody both times when Freo could have lost in a prelim, I think. We could have versed the Eagles in the Grandy if we'd won.
Yeah,
both prelims we've lost.
The Eagles and Dockers have somehow avoided each other in the finals all the time.
Imagine a derby final.
Yeah, because I think in 2014, you guys went out in straight sets. I was thinking about it the other day, and if we'd made the finals, we probably would have played you in a semi if we'd won as well. So there's been tons of times where we could have played each other, and just something's happened where we haven't.
That would have been good because that could have been our home game.
Yeah. No, because if you have a final in Perth, it's an AFL game. So, as in it's an AFL members game. So it's neutral crowd, not neutral crowd, but even.
Yeah.
So you don't actually have a home crowd in a home game in a final. Yeah.
I guess it just works when one of our teams makes the final. The crowd's predominantly their fans.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, also your membership doesn't come with a final.
Yeah, but you can buy your same seat.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Very true. Good point. All right.
Oh, I see twirls. Hopefully, it's just your laptop struggling, not everyone's struggling.
Yeah. Okay. Jesse White tried out for Adelaide United. Okay, now the stream is struggling, I think, according to this.
People in the comments saying. Yeah. Okay. Red light.
Okay, it's back on my phone. I'm just going to keep talking and assume that the stream is still working, guys. So, the stream's cut. All right. I don't know what to do.
Okay, those kilobytes per second went up briefly. 717. Back up. Oh, it's starting. I think it might be starting to kick back in.
Oh, yeah. Should we try hotspotting maybe?
Well, I tried that, remember? It didn't seem to be going that good.
Oh, did you? I didn't even notice.
We tried it briefly and it was doing just as bad.
Are we back, guys?
Yeah, it was the kilobytes per second in the bottom right seems to be back up on the stream. I hope that's a good indicator that we're going.
It's gone green. Damn.
Refresh our stuff, it might.
There we go. All right. We're just going to assume that it is working again. Yep, you're back, says Q Footy and Rugby. Thanks, guys. Apologies for the errors. I think it's an internet thing.
Yeah, because we're in the back room and the Wi-Fi connections.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out how to do something about that. All right, let's scroll up and answer some of these questions. Fallen asks, how is it to be friends when you both go for rival clubs? We're barely friends, that's the truth.
Casual associates.
Casual associates. No, it's actually all right. It's all right, isn't it?
We're both reasonably moderate in our views, I'd say.
I think Joycey sort of like is a good middleman for us because he's a Dockers fan as well, but he's really nice about the Eagles, and so therefore I'm nice about the Dockers sometimes, and then you're a little bit nice about the Eagles, but sometimes
I'll give them their respect. I'd say I give them respect where respect's due, but I won't be pleasant necessarily. But I won't. I don't know.
You never miss an opportunity to tip against West Coast, definitely.
Yeah, I definitely, because they got to lose sometime. I figure.
Yeah,
because you've been doing that bloody well.
That's true. No, I've cut it out again. Shit.
No, it's still grading. It could just be that thing's internet connection. Okay, it seems steady on the thing, according to that kilobytes per second thing. Big Gary Ablett. We'll talk about the actual game.
Nothing we could do to like boost it in here, is there?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head, conveniently.
Are your parents out tomorrow?
They're gone down south.
Should we try it in there tomorrow, maybe?
Yeah, we can probably try inside, except you'll have to put up with the dog inside. I can't do anything about him
Lock
at that
him
point.
In here.
Yeah, especially if the weather's still bad.
Make sure to press the red button, guys. I think it means subscribe, not record.
Hopefully. Record us awkwardly attempting our first live stream.
Do you reckon we're back on? And so about 10 people just jumped off, so it must be that bad.
Yeah. But it's green light on the bloody stream.
Okay, alright. I think we're going to be... Seems like an internet thing from my limited experience, says Backyard Charizard. He had to run full Cat 6 to my theatre room as my Wi-Fi was horrible. Just roll with it. Yeah. Oh, Dave's here. G'day, Dave.
Dave-o.
Sorry, guys, if we're missing comments. It's just because we're kind of distracted by the shitty stream, unfortunately. I appreciate those who have stuck with us. I know a bunch of people just jumped off, but...
Dave just sent us a meme on Discord.
Voice stream. All right.
Do we try the hotspot again, maybe?
We can do. But it seems to be working now, so let's...
when it stuffs up again, we'll try that.
Yeah, cool.
Touch wood if it stuffs up again.
Yeah, that's it. Guys, throw us your tips for this game as well, and Richmond West Coast as well. All right. I've barely been watching this game. It's nearly quarter time. Berry sends them deep. Oh, hit wood.
Oh, good grab.
Hit wood.
You lanky bastard. Good grab.
Here we go. So, chance to go into quarter time level. What do you think of Eric Hipwood?
He's quite a good player. Like, good set of hands on him, as we saw, obviously, just then.
Footy stuff. Footy related.
Mate, needs to put on a bit more weight, maybe.
He does. But, yeah, I forget how... Well, I think it's easy to forget how young he is.
Yeah.
He's 97? Ooh. Is that right? Born in 97?
Yeah, he was in the under-22 thing, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's it. he's pretty much their main avenue to goal sometimes. So
he's had bags of 6 before. I know that.
Sasquatch Frio says, I'm actually enjoying the Saints-Carlton game more at the moment. Well, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding.
Of course Joycey's being an ironic hipster.
Yeah.
No,
I've just seen the score.
Point.
The Saints are up by 3 goals. Is it really that good of a game? Q Footy and Rugby says, Jesse, love the Step Brothers reference. Did I make a Step Brothers reference?
I can't even recall.
Wait, let me know what I said, because I did watch it recently and I didn't even think about using the reference. Maybe it just slipped out. Oscar says Shaki is better. No, he said just kidding. Yeah.
I'll say big call.
That was good. Outrageous. I do think Shaki gets a bad rap, though. He's pretty young himself.
Hopefully he can figure it out.
He was the same draft as Wiedering, which was the same draft as Hipwood as well. So yeah. Knockout says Crows or Pies tonight. That's a good question. I'm torn with this one. When I tip, I often look at how they've gone against each other at that venue in the past. And last year, I remember the Pies were underdogs at the time, and they absolutely tore Adelaide apart.
Yeah, I could see Collingwood coming back to form in this game. Adelaide haven't been that consistent, really. I've
tipped Adelaide because I thought they went well in Perth last week against the Eagles. So
Pies are due to bounce back.
They are. They still have a lot of injuries, though. Let's have a look at their injuries. Collingwood's injury list is one of the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is pretty brutal. Their list depth's pretty bloody good, to be fair.
Yeah, I know.
With Braden Sire thing.
Yeah, Braden Sire. Yeah, let's talk about the Braden Sire thing.
I loved his fill-in name. Fill in.
I know. But, okay.
That is such a social basketball thing to do.
Let's put our tinfoil hats on for a second. Yeah. Why has he done that? Because if he's out with a calf injury, then why is he playing basketball? Okay, so...
Making a statement, you reckon?
No, my tinfoil hat theory was, you remember that stupid rumour that came out and said all these players were banned for drug offences at Collingwood?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that's true, because I think it's been revealed that was a troll, right? Yeah. That Collingwood are going to get done for having 10 players banned for drugs. But if Braden Sire has been done with a strike one drug offence or something, then the calf injury excuse is probably one way of them partying. Because you remember there was theories that Buddy, that they faked a Buddy injury.
Cliche. The calf injury is the drug cliche. Harley Bennell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Harley Bennell as well. Yeah. So I'm butchering my theory here, but my theory is if he's fit and he's playing basketball, then possibly he's been done for something.
Thing is, though, to add the context here, social basketball, you don't really need to be fit to play social basketball. It's a piss tag.
Yeah, that's true.
You just pretty much stand in a zone, piss fart around, run up the other end, jack a stupid 3, that sort of thing.
Gross. But all you have to do is run for a bit and you twinge your calf again. Yeah. You know what I mean? And, I don't know. I think it was really dumb anyway.
Yeah, definitely dumb.
Mexerser, I can't read that name, says go the Tigers. Well, you're wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I like his gusto.
Should be a good game. Sasquatch Frio says, what's your thoughts on Sandy and Ballantyne's careers? Good question, Joycey. Sandy is one of the GOAT ruckmen. He's humongously tall. That's all I have to say. No, he's going to be big. I wouldn't say big loss to Freo because you've kind of been without him for a long time. Yeah. He does make a big difference when he's playing.
At his peak, it's one of those things, his peak's past. He was a legend at his peak.
Yeah, that's right.
Him and Dan Cox are the best two rucks of their generation.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Well, I think Ballantyne's probably really good when he was good, but I think it's the right move for him to move on. Given, Fremantle's got Brandon Materia is a much better player than isn't he? So, but Ballantyne never really pissed me off that much. I did love it when he hit the post after the siren.
I'm sure you did.
Let's have a look. Who we got here? Pies have 27 to select from, unless I'm not mistaken. Says Knockout. Yeah, something like that. I think they're going to get a couple of players back. I think Degoe's back next week, I want to say. I could be wrong, but... okay. Darcy Blackburn says, what part of Perth do you live in? Should we reveal?
I'll say I'm Coburn, near the beach.
Yeah, that's a lie. Yeah. I live in... I'll say near Burragoon, if you know where that is. So near Garden City Shopping Centre. So if you see me walking around Garden City, say good day.
Run for your life.
North Melbourne at Port at Marvel Stadium. I think it's tonight. The pair might be live streaming that. I can't remember if he didn't confirm, but he said, should he? And I said yes, and I think everyone said yes. Get around it. Go subscribe to the pair. He does Port Adelaide content, but still a really good channel. He talks about general AFL stuff as well. But
where is this game?
Marvel Stadium, North Melbourne versus Port.
I'll probably have to go North just because it's at Marvel.
See, North, I reckon, are decent. I know what happened in GMHBA, but to be honest, every team gets butchered in GMHBA. Port have more to play for, but Port historically play badly when they have something to play for.
Yeah.
I think I tip Port, but I think I could see it going either way.
I haven't noticed Marcus Adams at all, and they're showing these dominant stats. Goes to show how much we've been stressing about technical difficulties and not watching the game.
Yeah, I was trying to keep up with the stream so much and just making sure it doesn't shoot itself that I've barely been watching the game. It looks like exactly the sort of battle we were hoping for, though. Low-scoring tussle, 5 scoring shots to 4. Geelong marginally in front.
Hawkins and Adams throwing the kegs around.
Tell you what, this is a really good test for Brisbane because I think they've had a good run with the fixture. They did have a couple of good away wins against Port and GWS. But today, Geelong and next week, Richmond at the MCG are their 2 biggest tests. And if they get flogged in both, then it makes me think they're not quite on the level as the other teams. Mind you, they seem to be going right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Which game is the premiership preview? Brisbane Lions or Geelong or West Coast and Richmond?
I'd probably have to lean closer to West Coast Richmond in terms of most likely pairing.
I agree. But I could see any combination of the 4 teams in the grand final. It really depends who makes top 2.
That'll help so much, particularly for West Coast and Brisbane.
Yeah, that's true.
Wasn't there a ruling the other day that Geelong's can't play games at their home ground?
Yeah, that's correct. So Geelong can't play any finals at GMHBA, which is a big plus for all teams playing against them, to be honest. Yeah. Particularly West Coast and Brisbane, because Richmond wouldn't play Richmond and GMHBA. But for West Coast, I know travel terribly to GMHBA. I haven't won there.
Everyone travels terribly to GMHBA almost.
Yeah, we've won one game there in 20 years. So that's a big plus for everyone else.
Bit rough for them though. I feel like they've earned a home field advantage. They get a pretty big crowd down there, don't they, these days?
They can fit up to 36, I think. Yeah. Well, Chris Scott said something interesting. He said this is going to set an awkward precedent for Gold Coast and GWS if they play finals.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of suggesting that
they get a better crowd.
Yeah, exactly. And if he's almost suggesting that if GWS play a home final, then they should move the final.
Yeah.
Well, they've played home finals at ANZ before.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, that does set an awkward precedent. What if Gold Coast has to play a home final against at the Gabba or something like that? Yeah. Not that that's ever going to happen.
Yeah.
They're never going to play a home final. Oh, come on, let's be realistic.
Yeah. It won't be until they're in Hobart.
Q Footy and rugby. What's your favourite logo and jumper in your history? I'm biased, but I think the Eagles jumper is amazing.
I also do love the anchor, as I mentioned before, for the reasons I mentioned before.
So we just picked our own teams.
I've also not minded some of Port Adelaide's over the years. I'm not going to lie. I've liked some of the colours and combinations they've had. Yeah.
Port's jumper is really nice, I think.
I don't even mind the simple Geelong Collingwood styles with the stripe, dual coloured stripes. Some of those are classic, and classics are good. Yeah.
Okay, we answered this question for Fallen, but I think it got lost when the stream cut. But he's asking what's it like to have a rival fan as a friend. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. You can't really get around it in Perth. It's usually everyone sort of supports one or the other, generally, and then there's probably 20% that follow everyone else. But we're not too bad.
Yeah, not as stubborn as the pinnacle of some of our respective fan bases can be.
Yeah, that's right. Where did you blokes meet? We met at law school.
Oh.
Just to flex that we have law degrees.
Oh, mate.
Only took us 6.5 years to get those law degrees.
Only took me 6, thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Stitching me up an extra semester.
Yeah, so we met in law school. we kind of met because we were trying to recruit people to go out socially. When we first got to uni.
Well, I wasn't even 18 at the time, and I was like, yeah, I'll come when I'm 18.
Yeah, exactly. So we met at uni. Backyard Charizard says, Sandy at his peak was almost as good as Bruce.
Oh, controversial. I do reckon Bruce was a bit silly going to Melbourne, though, considering his whole logic was he wanted more of a crack. At senior footy.
I don't know why Bruce went to Melbourne. Seriously. I'm sure West Coast asked the question because West Coast needed a ruck. We got Hickey. I can understand why I didn't move to Perth, but why would you go just literally play professional VFL while you got Max Gawn? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Bloody oath.
Hamish Brayshaw asks, who's the next Josh Kennedy in the Eagles? Well, Oscar Allen, as you say, is a gun. I think Oscar Allen is potentially a Pavlich-like player.
Yeah.
I think in style, in terms of versatility, like Pav played everywhere.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that from what I've seen of him so far. Like, same size in that 193, 194.
Yeah.
Like, not brick shit houses, but pretty solid sort of dudes.
Yeah.
Oscar Allen's played a bit of midfield, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, he plays in the ruck at the moment.
Yeah.
And then when the ball hits the ground, he's another midfielder. So,
And has he been in your back line yet?
Yeah. He debuted in the back line.
Okay, yeah, definitely a bit of Pav about him then.
They got Brander as well at the Eagles coming through, who I think isn't really a big style key forward. He's more like, he kind of reminds me of Lukosius. He like really pushes up the ground and you want him driving the ball into the 50. So I don't know what they're going to do with Brander. We're spoilt for choice.
Wasn't there talk of him being a winger at some stage?
Yeah, he's played wing at even at AFL level, I think. Fallen says, last year I saw you at the shopping centre and I'm from Tassie. I went there for a holiday. It was really good. Oh, wow. I didn't realise he saw me at the shopping centre. Should have said hello. By all means. I love the ego boost. No, I'm just kidding. I always like seeing people say g'day. Sorry, guys. I'm so far behind on the questions. All right. Okay, Backyard Charizard says, outside of the two local teams, is there one interstate team that is a large percentage of other support? For instance, here in SA, we have a lot of blue supporters due to the Kernahan and Bradley days.
I got to say, when I was at the Dockers Collingwood game earlier in the year, there was a lot of Collingwood fans, I thought.
Yeah.
They are one of the biggest supporters of the clubs, obviously, but yeah, there was a real vocal Collingwood fan base at that game.
True. That's true. Definitely Collingwood's definitely one of the biggest clubs, so that kind of comes into territory. I know a lot of people with my dad's age go for Carlton. Because of the same sort of thing. Well, my dad went for Carlton originally because a couple of players in the Waffle went... Did Rob Wiley play for Carlton? I think he did.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Yeah. I think he was Perth Demons. But Peter Bazzusto was my dad's favourite player. He went and played for Carlton for many years.
Sounds like he would have fitted in Lygon Street with a name like that.
Lygon Street?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
Victorian people will get me if that one went over your head.
It did go over my head. North Melbourne had Barry Cable. Who would
Geelong
had Polly Farmer. Yeah, honestly, to answer your question, Backyard, I don't think it's that... I don't think there's a predominant team other than it kind of just follows the trend of the big clubs have a lot of the most supporters, like your Collingwood, Richmond, your Big Four. Yeah.
We're at 15-14 because we've been caught up in the questions.
Yes, yeah.
Catching up with them. So
I saw Charlie Cameron kick the goal. Richmond had Mal Brown, that's true. Yeah, he was a bit of a psycho. That's Campbell Brown's dad, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Yeah.
Absolute psychopath. Even to the media. A couple of people asked, Riley Burke and Fallen says, where is Cornelio going?
Ooh, the consensus is Hawthorn, isn't it? With the pundit community.
The media, I think now, is saying Carlton.
They're saying they've backed the truck up with a big fat check.
Yeah, well, it's become a lot more viable now. In the last month, Carlton have turned it around.
Yeah, that's true.
If Cornelia joins them next year, maybe they play finals.
Huh?
Imagine Cornelia and Cripps in the midfield there.
Yeah, Cripps would love that kind of support.
Yeah.
Even Walsh with another year of progression, assume he doesn't have a typical second year slump for a lot of these
I'd
guys,
be surprised if Walsh gets better. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's going to put on a bit more size, probably play a little bit more inside. He might not get worse, but it's hard to imagine him getting better. He's already averaging 20 posies. But they do have a lot of youngsters, like young midfielders like Dow and Matt Kennedy's starting to play. Matt Kennedy's kind of playing forward a lot, I think.
He's back in today, I saw, actually, when we were half watching the game while we were setting everything up.
Yeah. SPS.
Yeah.
Good player. I'm going to say Carlton is my tip now. I've changed. Sorry, I'll scroll up. What do you think about the Roos, says Josh Hughes? I think they've underachieved under Brad Scott, and I think they're starting to play the football that they should have all year now, excluding the Geelong result, because I think that's just a bit of an anomaly. But I think they're a better side than what their ladder position suggests, and I think next year they will be the better for it.
Yeah, what's happened with Ray Shaw is pretty much what I expected from him, as you sort of said. Like, even at the start of the year, I had Ben Brown for a Coleman bet happening and stuff like that.
He's had a good year.
He's come back, but he had a really bad start. Like week 5 or 6, I was pretty much about to rip the ticket up, sort of thing. But just then,
forward, just get a little bit of noggins more in it. But,
fair enough.
Charlie Cameron's lining up for another goal, and if he kicks it, they will be 8 points in front. He has missed.
Has he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so the Lions lead by 3 points. The lads, how are we? Says Chris. G'day, Chris. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Matty Pollock. Yes, North Melbourne have a lot in Perth. Yeah, you're right. Considering they're a small club, you do find quite a lot of North supporters, and I wonder if Barry Cable is the reason for that.
That could be, but I also know a lot of people in Perth that have North Melbourne as their second club, actually. Like, they support, like, either their Dockers or their Eagles, but if they have a second club, a few people say North Melbourne, I know that.
I think it's easy to sort of pick up a smaller Victorian underdog club as a second club, and then as soon as they get good, mind you, North did win, like, they were the team of the 90s, so they're not really struggling, but... Yeah, Wayne Carey probably, even though I think he's New South Wales, but he probably won a lot of fans through the 90s.
Until he lost them all.
Yeah. Yeah. It is kind of bizarre how Wayne Carey has a job in the media, don't you think?
Yeah.
Considering the things he's done. But anyway. What time is it in WA? It is 12:55 p.m. So that was Barry Boer. Sasquatch Frio, Joycey says, if you could take one player from an opposition team for your club, who would you take? It's a good question. So it's got to be
had
specific.
this on the podcast a while ago, this question. I'm trying to remember what my answer was. I think I had Dusty as my answer, because I feel like he'd provide that forward combo, forward flair and midfield complementary.
Yeah. I will say, if it was to play a grand final tomorrow, I'd pick Nat Fyfe. I think he's the best player in the competition right now. But if you're talking like who can I sign as a free agent, I'd probably go Paddy Cripps for the fact that his age, his demographic means he's a champion now and he's going to be a champion in 5 years. So
yeah, he'd be a good one to have around a young core.
Yeah, gross. Oh,
what do you think, Mark?
Your young core.
Oh Jesus. Lukey Dalhouse.
Hamish Brayshaw says, hope Cornelia goes to West Coast. I hope so too, mate. But I think with Tim Kelly's going to be the number one focus. And I think Cornelia wants to be in Melbourne. That's my gut. The North love would potentially be from the Glendinning days.
Glendanning's another one,
Brownlow medalist.
That's
a good point.
That is a very good point. Yeah, between Cable and Glendenning, you can definitely see that.
Yeah. Let's give a big shout out to Jared Ruffhead. What a career. Yeah, well said, Riley. Tell you what, if you want to watch something on Jared Ruffhead that's really good, if you have KO or you have access to the show Bob, it's Bob Murphy's one-on-one interview sort of series. He does a good one with Jared Ruffhead. You get a really good insight into the bloke that Jared Ruffhead is. And he talks a little bit about his cancer battle and stuff like that. So, yeah, it was a really good show, and I wish him all the best for sure.
Yeah, most of the Bobs I've seen I've enjoyed. I watched that one with Fife. That was his first ever one.
I haven't watched that yet. I watched the Sam Kerr one. That was a good one.
I want to watch the Andrew Gaze one because I'm real interested about his NCAA run. I never realised he'd won a college basketball championship in the 80s in America as like one of the main players.
Wait, who did?
Andrew Gaze.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. I don't follow basketball at all. I know who Andrew Gaze is.
I was going to say, please tell me you know who Gaze is.
Yeah. Who do you think will win the AFL Grand Final? Asked Daniel.
Oh, great name.
Just Geelong's gone back in front as well. I'm going to say, I really want Geelong to win this because it makes it easier for West Coast to finish top 2. But it's still going to be tough. If Brisbane lose next week as well. Oh, Gaza.
I'm going to have to go off my
Ooh.
last pick to win the Grandy and say Richmond.
Okay.
I'm going to say it's my current pick.
Especially
if they win tomorrow.
I'm going to sound really biased here, but I think you know that I'm not usually biased.
You're usually pessimistic, fool.
I talked down the Eagles last year. I think the Eagles are going to win at the moment.
They're a very good shot. I can't argue with them either.
Tomorrow will be telling. It's going to be wet. So if it's a wet game and we lose narrowly, I still think we are a good chance. But then, again, finishing third or fourth, the Eagles will make it tough.
Yeah.
You're probably getting an away prelim then. But I think Richmond West Coast is my current tip. But if not, then I still think Geelong otherwise.
Yeah, they can still pull their fingers out. They've got a few weeks.
Yeah. Backyard Charizard asked, were the Cracker brothers from WA? Yes, they were. Yep. I can't remember which club they were at. Was it Swan Districts, maybe? No, Andrew Cracker played for Swan Districts. Another WA boy. But yes, the Cracker brothers were definitely from... I'm going to double check that, actually. I say that with absolute confidence. It was Jimmy and Phil. I'm sure they were from WA.
Yeah, I think they are.
Wait, if they're from South Australia, which was my other guess, then Backyard Charizard would know because he's from South Australia. No, it was Claremont. Yeah. Cool.
So that means up north?
Yeah,
if
probably.
the feeder...
Of the suburbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, northern suburbs. Yeah, yeah.
No, I meant like their feed, like from up north, like Claremont gets the kids from like East Freo and Geraldton have the link where a lot of players like Geraldton play for East Fremantle.
I dare say the recruiting...
Claremont's Broome or something, I think.
The recruiting boundaries are a little bit different now than maybe they were. But yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Might be, yeah.
Sorry, we're going to have to skip a few questions here because we're going so slowly. Cooper Troop says, who is your favourite Eagles player? Luke Shuey. Absolutely every day of the week. I think he's the best bloke at the club. I followed his journey since he joined West Coast. I'm going to clip that up and put it on the Instagram thing.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah. There's so many kids in this chat as well, you idiot. I can see you on the playback doing it right now. Jesus.
I was eating an icy pole.
Yeah. Very, very passionately. Yeah. What was I saying?
Just like you were passionately talking about Luke Shuey.
Yeah. Well, I said on the Backyard Charizard live stream last night, my dream is to do a one-on-one show, as in a podcast with Luke Shuey, like an ongoing one, like Mitch Robinson has. I want to produce it. So that's my dream.
I'd say Josh Kennedy would be my favourite West Coast Eagle.
Yeah.
Just classy dude, great player.
Oscar asked, what do you think of the Bulldogs midfield? Bont, Dunkley, McRae. I think that midfield trio could be the best midfield trio at the moment in the league. Current form.
Yeah, current form.
Absolutely.
Would give it to him for sure.
Bont, he's unbelievable. He could win the Brownlow. I don't think he will, but if he could.
Bit of vote stealing going on there between McRae and Dunkley, that's for sure.
Yeah. Backyard Charizard. Oh, what a goal. Is that Zorks? Yeah, another All-Australian candidate. He's in my All-Australian team at the moment. Absolutely great goal. What was the question?
The Dunkley McRae.
Oh yeah. Backyard Charizard said last night he reckons Dunkley could get a lot of votes in the second half of the year. Yeah. And I thought he started his run late, but it was only round 7. He had like 35 positive.
He could do an Angus Brayshaw because didn't he?
Yeah, true.
Come in late last year.
100%. Yeah, it's a good point. Chris says, Luke Shuey for Brownlow. I don't think so, unfortunately. I've been keeping a Brownlow count myself, which I'm going to do a video on soon. Maybe in the lead up to the Brownlow. I'm going to do like a 5-minute or 10-minute video doing like a Brownlow count. Yeah. I'm going to try and make it interesting. But I have Luke Shuey a fair way down, unfortunately. And he's my favourite player, so yeah. All right, let's scroll down. Do you think Todd Goldstein will move clubs? Hang on, I'll just scroll down. Or stay in North Melbourne? I have no idea. I haven't even heard anything about Todd Goldstein.
I haven't heard rumours about Toddy yet.
No.
Haven't crossed the Nullarbor yet, those rumours.
Well, he nearly left... crossed the Nullarbor. He nearly left North a few years ago because he allegedly, like...
There went down with someone, yeah.
Like a trainer or something like that. Yeah. That was allegedly. That's not my rumour.
Allegedly.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think he shouldn't. Who would be in the market for a ruck at the moment? Let us know in the comments, because I can't think off the top of my head, but if there's any teams that need a ruck at the moment...
Carlton, maybe?
Yeah. So who they got? They got Phillips is their main one, right?
Phillips, Cruiser...
De Koning they got in the wings or something like that. Oh, Cruiser, yeah, true. Yeah. Why did I not go straight to Cruiser? Yeah. Hamish Brayshaw says, Yo is my favourite player, followed by JK and JD. I reckon Yo is the best Eagles player at the moment.
I really love his pressure.
There was a few... I reckon for the last few years, it's been unclear who the Eagles' best player is, but now, unquestionably, Elliot Yeo for me. Cardman says, currently at the MCG and it's half-time between the Blues and the Saints. Is it a good game, Cardman? Are you enjoying it? Good atmosphere?
Well, it looks like a competitive game from the score. Only 11 points in it.
Riley Burke, what do you think of the gaff incident last year? That was probably one of my lowest points as an Eagles fan. I'm not going to lie. We were at the game. I love Gaffy, and he's such a good bloke. I reckon. He generally, up until that moment, he's always been a really good fella. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I remember feeling really, really down that night. That was harder for me than the 2015 grand final. I don't know. It kind of felt like a cousin I was fond of, assaulted someone. You know, it was just a really horrible, weird feeling.
Yeah, especially with the fact of it being Brayshaw, like an 18-year-old kid, such a great kid as well.
I know. It was indefensible.
That kid's class personified.
Yeah.
But he was remorseful. He's done his time.
Yeah.
He's copped his initial booing at the first Dockers derby.
Yeah. What do you think of the gaff booing?
I didn't mind it. It was his first game against the team where he committed the incident. There'll be a small minority that keep it up, obviously, but I think the majority of it, people just sort of go, yeah, we gave it to him. Yeah. We've let him know our personal disdain for what he's done, but...
Yeah. I agree. It depends. My dad hates booing in general.
Yeah,
so he gets
my dad
angry.
was the same, actually.
I feel like if you hate booing in general, then I can understand why you get up about it. But if you're one of those people who boos umpires, then Gaff getting booed it's not that bad. As an Eagles fan, I expect him to get booed, and I think he expects that, and I think that's fair. But I do kind of think the talk about it can probably go away after this year. We've had a derby at each, one home derby, one away derby. What do you think of Eagles fans cheering when he got the ball?
And the actual game when it happened.
Yeah. No, not at the game, because the game was complicated because I reckon half the crowd didn't know that Gaff had hit Brayshaw, because the amount of people wouldn't have checked their phones. Yeah. I'm talking about the actual derby where it happened. And then Gaff got laid out, and then he kicked a goal, so then they cheered the goal really loudly. Yeah. So I think that's a bit iffy, but in the first home derby after that, Gaff got cheered every time he got the ball, but it was to drown out the Fremantle booing. Because there was a lot of people that said, it's bullshit that he gets cheered. Are they condoning his actions? And I think it got a little bit misconstrued. Nobody condones his actions. There are some flog Eagles fans who said a lot of dumb shit about it. Is that a goal to Geelong?
Looks like it.
Yeah, it looks like it. There we go. Geelong back in front by 5 points. This is a game. We'd better start watching it.
Bit of biffo as well. I like it.
Yeah.
My boy, Grian. Yeah, I'm a fan of Grian Myers. What can I say?
But yeah, anyway, I was just going to finish and say I thought it was, the Eagles fans cheering, I thought was okay. Do you know what I mean? I think it was misconstrued, personally. Hamish Brayshaw, my first AFL game was the gaff incident. Interesting. Yeah, I was there with Joycey. Joycey, obviously being a Dockers fan, was sitting next to me in a box full, not a box, but like a block full of Eagles fans. And the guy nearly got into 3 different fights. And to be fair, Joycey was right. The guy behind us, and I don't want us to paint a bad picture of Eagles fans, but the guy behind us said something dumb like, "Oh, he's got a sweet chin," or something stupid. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Then Joycey turned around and got into him. But yeah, it was an awkward train ride home as well. Interesting.
Well, that's the best head of hair in the AFL, I got to say, at the moment. On current form.
Guys, are you calling each other gay in the comments? Let's just cut that out, all right?
Well, there's a bit of...
I don't know, I think it's a bit of childish. Yeah, let's tone it down, guys. Hamish says, when I was there, the person next to me and my dad said that Gaff had punched Brayshaw, and I didn't know if it was a bigger deal as it was. Yeah, fair enough, mate.
Yeah, a punch can mean a lot of things. When someone says someone's been punched, it could be like a little boop.
Yeah.
Or a full-on boom.
Yeah. Joycey was next to me, and he had his phone out, and he had a Dockers group chat going. And they're all saying, oh, ban Gaff for life. He just knocked out Brayshaw. And even, I have to say, without seeing it, I was like, it's bullshit. Obviously, Gaff would never do anything like that. And then I watched it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty bad. And then it just sort of dawned on me over the next quarter and a half, just how big it was. That when you see...
When you actually saw the footage.
Yeah, and then Brayshaw... it came through that Brayshaw had mashed teeth or something. His teeth were fucked up.
When you saw the picture of his face after the fact.
So I'm not surprised people didn't get it straight away.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big thing to happen. It was a pretty shocking event. Riley Burke says, did you like 2018 or 2006 better? 2018 meant a little bit more to me. I was at the 06 grand final, and that was the happiest day of my life until 2018. But I think I got really obsessed with the Eagles sort of after 06. And their rebuild was when we drafted Shuey, Natanui, all those guys. That's when I really adopted them. And so to wait 12 years and then watch the game with my dad at the MCG again, that topped it for me. The Dom Sheed goal was spectacular. But I think 06 was a better game.
Yeah, I was going to say, for me, as a person who's been met towards the Eagles for both, I'd say that 06, after losing in 05, was a great redemption year. That's true. The whole thing, the whole narrative.
That's true. That's true. I forgot
You'd lost 05. Leo Barry, you are a star, mate.
Yeah. Well, 05 was a shit game. I'm not
50 metre.
I'm not going to lie. 05 was a shocking game.
Well, I would have cared about this last week if I still cared about Dream Team. Daniel Ridge getting the kickoff.
Joycey says Shuey is the evil one.
I got to admit, I always hated Shuey until the Gaff thing happened, because he was the only person actually copped saying, Gaff, I felt at least.
I thought Gaff owned it pretty well.
Gaff owned it, but the rest of the Eagles people, I didn't feel sufficiently owned it, other than Shuey, who copped on the channel and went, fair enough on you, Shuey, you're not as much of a dick as I've made you out to be, perhaps.
I think Shuey is very humble, very articulate as well. But
then when I've listened to him without those disliking him goggles, I've liked him more and more.
Disliking him goggles?
Yeah, you know mate.
But the thing is, it's just an awkward situation, you know. People, I think they criticised Simo some Dockers fans did, for his press conference after, straight after the game, because he didn't really say much. But if you think about it, it's a PR nightmare. You don't really want to say anything because you might say the wrong thing. You don't want to throw Gaffy under the bus, because don't forget they're all best mates.
Yeah.
And equally, you don't.
They're all best mates playing golf together, according to bloody Nisbet. That bloody crab.
That's my favourite. That's my favourite thing ever. For anyone who's on the East Coast and doesn't know that reference, didn't follow the situation that closely, Trevor Nisbet did a press conference after the Gaff incident, and it's such a classic. I think it's a baby boomer thing, in my opinion. But he basically said, the boys are best friends, Gaff and Brayshaw. I believe it was only a few days ago they were on the golf course, putting a few together, and then it turned out that was complete bullshit, and they had never actually met. But the reason I say it's a baby boomer thing is it's something my dad would do, just spruik bullshit with absolutely no fear that anyone would check to see if you were wrong.
It's the internet era. Everyone checks everything.
Yeah.
Someone's going to track your shit out.
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Clarkie's here. Clarkie, get around Clarkie. He does good Super Coach and AFL content. He's a good up-and-coming YouTuber for sure. How good was 05 though? It was shit. No, I'm just kidding. Great grand final, great premiership for Sydney. I'll clarify that the game of football that day I thought wasn't a very good game, my opinion.
I loved 15 myself.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Bloody funny story about 15. Actually, I'd had a few people around here to watch it. One of my mates is quite a big Eagles fan. By the end of it, he was quite pissed because he was commiserating. He ended up walking down the straight, walking down the hill, keeps walking to the jetty and swan dove off the jetty down the road into the water.
Yeah. I had to drive back to Perth after the 2015 grand final.
And after the 2015 grand final eve.
Sasquatch set Frio. Joycey says, I want Bush's thoughts on Trevor Nisbet.
Flog.
Clarkey says 2012 was a better grand final. It was. 2012 was one of my favourite grand finals. I think that was the one with Jeddah ran down Cyril. Sydney Hawthorn. That was a fantastic game.
Yeah, that was a cracking game, actually.
Absolutely fantastic game. Fallen... Sorry. I just don't want to miss any questions. Oh, goal to Brisbane. 3 minutes to go.
Lockie's got some bloody extra padding on, too.
He's got 2 head straps. Fallen asks, what do you think of the midfield of Hawthorn? So, Mitchell, O'Meara, Warple and Shields. You go first.
If they all stay on the park at the same time, that's pretty good really. If they can get all 4 of them out there at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even with Mitchell, for like some of the criticisms people have of his games, guys like O'Meara, Warple and Shield really complement that blandness that people say he has quite well, I think. Like, they have that flair that can complement Mitchell's grunt work.
Fair enough. That's a pretty good summary. Personally, I don't think that don't hate me, but I don't think that midfield stacks up that well, even with Tom Mitchell on the side. You know my thoughts on Tom Mitchell. I think Lachie Neale's better.
Better at doing that.
Better version of the same thing. I don't think Mitchell. He gets so much of it, and he's a good ball winner. He's sort of like Pritis. You know, even when Pritis was winning Brownlows, I didn't talk him up that much. It's just my opinion.
Winning Brownlows, mate. He won one. Come on.
Well, actually, he was very close.
He's gotten close.
He was a close second when Fife smashed it.
Yeah.
He wasn't that far behind him, which is a pretty good effort now. I think about it, actually.
He's been in the thick of the Brownlows in that 13 to 16 sort of era.
O'Meara is a funny one. He's a good midfielder. Oh, and goal to Quinton Narkle. Geelong steal the lead. 2 minutes to go.
Close to the 3 minutes, really.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
What was I going to say? O'Meara could be a very good midfielder, but he's like leads the league at clangers, or he did when I last looked it up. Ball use is a bit average, but he's only pretty young, so if he tidies that up, which I expect he will, he could be like a top line midfielder, definitely. But if they potentially add Cornelio next year and Whitfield the year after Hawthorn, I reckon that's my
GWS are fucked.
Yes, they are. Yeah, they are. What do you rate Ben Cunnington, says Josh Hughes?
Absolute truck.
He is a truck. Yeah, he is. He's a good solid player. Like, he's a fantastic inside ball.
Yeah,
I think that's a good way to sum it up. He's not as damaging as... He's not as sexy a footballer, and I mean football-wise, not appearance-wise. So, I don't know. I've never really rated him that highly until this year. And Myers has kicked a goal.
Brian, my boy.
Brian. But I'd say I'd probably put him like B+, A-, Ben Cunnington.
Yeah, he's not a top tier guy, but he's pretty goddamn solid.
Yeah, he's really good. He's good.
Both skills and kegs in the contest.
Yeah. Matt Pollock was at the 2012 grand final. Gee whiz.
Lucky, man.
My first grand final. Yeah, you were at 2018, weren't you, Matty?
I read that wrong. My first girlfriend. I'm like, he took his first girlfriend to the 2012 grand
Jeez, that's a pretty expensive first date. Adelaide Crows are the best says, did you guys go to school with any AFL players? I went to school overseas, which I don't think I've ever said on the podcast. I went to school in Abu Dhabi, which is near Dubai, if you don't know it. Did you? Yeah.
I did. I went to high school with a guy that played about half dozen games for Brizzy. Great bloke, Jared Jansen.
Jared Jansen.
Yeah. And I played a little bit of basketball with Cam McCarthy as well.
Yeah. Actually, do you remember Jamie Bennell from Melbourne and West Coast? I did a year of school in Bunbury. 2 years of school in Bunbury. And I went to school with Jamie Bennell and Sam Whiteman from the Perth Scorchers. But that's about it. That's all the
I know his girlfriend.
Oh, you do too?
Yeah.
Sam Whiteman. Oh, isn't he?
Well, yeah. Mother of his child.
His baby mama.
Yeah, mother of his child.
Is that another... Geelong lining up for another one? He's shanking.
Oh.
He's in the post.
Crying again.
Geelong putting the foot down. This is ominous signs for Brisbane. I think Geelong have been talked down too much lately, personally.
They do definitely have a gear to go back up to.
Definitely.
You can't undersell them.
Yeah. Oh, young King Cookson in the house. G'day, mate. You're a legend. If you haven't already, go subscribe to Young King Cookson, but I'm pretty sure everyone in here already does.
Yeah, I'd say he's killing it, Young King.
Yeah, his YouTube channel growth has been ridiculous.
Yeah.
He was featured on...
the AFL, he did a video.
He did, yeah, which was great. He did a great job. But also, if you go to YouTube, and just hit trending, he's listed as a creator on the rise.
Nice.
Like, not even just in an AFL thing. Like, he's just on the page there.
Shit, that's sick.
I know, yeah, he's killing it. Absolutely killing it.
There's your boy Mitch Robinson going hard at the pill.
Oh, Mitch Robinson, yeah. That's it. Oh, funny story. Did I tell you this story?
You might
I
have.
did.
Remind me.
I went out with Kane Lucas. No, I went out the other night, and Kane Lucas was there. Kane Lucas used to play for Carlton and West Coast, as I'm sure most people would remember if you're not too young.
I'd forgotten that until you reminded me, I'm not going to lie.
So, speaking of Kane, we both had a few beverages, and I told him, like, oh man, I do a podcast, you should come on. You should come on the show. And he's like, yeah, how many guests you had? And I was like, 0. But I have more subscribers than Mitch Robinson. And because he knows Mitch Robinson, he played with his teammate. So he grabbed out his phone because he was absolutely pissed. Yeah. And he starts texting Mitch Robinson. So I was like, oh, can I just grab that? And I took his phone and he went to go speak to a girl. And I messaged him. I was like, hey, bro, I just met this guy who has more subs than you. Blah, blah, blah. You should go subscribe to his channel. It's called True Footy. So I have a feeling that a collaboration with Mitch Robinson is probably off the cards.
But I love the way Mitchy goes about it. I'm not going to lie. He's been a perennial member of my dream teams for probably the past 3-4 years.
He's cool. I always thought like he was a bit of a roughhead, but personality-wise and looks-wise. No, I'm just kidding. But his podcast is really good. Does a really good job. I quite like it now. Cooko's replied. He says, "Boys, it's tip rat behaviour. He's just getting Caden's crumbs." Nah, that's not true. Like, it would help that you have Caden there. Caden's been grinding for years. He's really like a pioneer in the AFL YouTube scene.
OG.
But Cooko's very talented. He deserves like to be where he is.
He comes at it from a different angle, which people appreciate as well.
Yeah. He's a very relatable guy.
Definitely.
Which is a hard thing to achieve.
What's Joyce asked me down there? I saw Joyce's asked me something.
Did Joyce say something?
Oh, football snacks.
What did he say?
Top 3 football snacks.
Are you a guy who takes snacks to the footy?
When I'm at games, I usually go to the chips at Optus. They're usually a pretty safe bet. Like the hot dogs aren't too bad actually. Now that I think of it, but
yeah,
at game,
I always get a fat pizza, chips, and a Coke.
Nice.
That's a lot of food actually. Nice. I haven't been to the gym in months.
I haven't been in years, mate. Don't worry.
Yes, yeah.
I'll occasionally go run around on a bloody social basketball court taking the piss, but
yeah,
I'm walking the dog. That's about it.
Let's have a look here. Yeah, Adelaide Crows are the best. Says, I thought Robinson was a wanker, but he's good on his podcast. I agree. I don't know why it seems harsh why he seems like a wanker. I think it's just because he's an enforcer type. He gets up people. Cooko has asked, how's the punt treating you this AFL season?
I haven't been going on it too hard. I've got a couple of futures bets that I'd said at the start of the season. But the 5 Ben Brown one's still a slight chance if Jez Cameron dies in the arse and Ben Brown kicks a couple of bags.
Oh, did you go the double, did you?
I did the 4-legger, but the 4-legger is not going to happen because Zach Butters, Rising Star, that tip.
You did a 4-legger?
Yeah, I did.
You can't admit that. You'll go to jail.
I did West Coast, Flag, Butters, Rising Star, Fife, Brownlow, Coleman.
I really talked up Zach Butters as the Rising Star. He's not. He didn't get nominated.
Hasn't he been nominated?
I don't think he got nominated.
Surely he's been nominated.
No, because he had a really strong JLT.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
He's had some decent games. I know that.
Yeah, he's a good player. Yeah.
But I'd say he's probably third behind Rosie and Dersma in that pecking order at the moment.
Yeah. Fallen says, Brady Gray's dad works at my school. Chalky guy Gray. Goes by Chalky. Yeah, so down in Tassie. I met Brady Gray when he first got drafted to the Dockers. I was a bartender at the OBH. Shout out if you know where that is in Perth.
Obi, mate. Everyone would know the Obi, surely.
Yeah, I was having a good chat to Brady Gray. He's a good fella. And now he's at the Eagles reserves team in the Waffle. Backyard Charizard says 4-legger. Yeah, thank you. Somebody got that joke. I thought you would laugh.
It's only just clicked with me now. Think a bit more.
Is Hayden Crozier winning Mark of the Year? Probably.
Yeah, it was a pretty damn good grab.
Yeah. Well, the other contender, again, biased, Liam Ryan.
Yeah,
his Mark of the Week got nominated with that running back with the flight, but I thought the better one was against Melbourne. Remember when he sat on Max Gawn?
Yeah.
And then took a mark on him? Nah. He was the one who passed it to, I think, Kennedy. and then he sprinted from like past halfway and then into the goal square on an angle and then came back and took mark and it basically won them the game.
Yeah.
So I think that could be mark of the year.
Bloody oath. Joycey with another question there, I see.
At Norwood games, I smash 3 hot dogs with chili, cheese, and mustard every time. That's Backyard
Nice.
Chaz. Mate, you're an animal. 3 hot dogs.
Mate, I like
That's
it.
disgusting. I feel full just reading that. Hamish Brayshaw said, what is Liam Ryan's better mark? Yeah, like I said, I think it was the goal square on Max Gawn. Did you see the TOB, Tim O'Brien, I think, flying over the pack mark? I actually didn't fall on.
Yeah, I
check
didn't
it out.
see it either.
Proust has best dropped chest mark of the year. He can't beat Jack Darling in the goal square last year in the grand final.
Oh, yeah. When I saw that, I was just like, please tell me Jack Darling's going to cost them a flag.
Oh, after 2015 when he dropped that famous chest mark, he actually topped it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's half time, guys. Geelong have skipped away to a 17-point lead. I have no other thoughts on the game because I've been looking so...
We've been having a yarn.
Yeah, that's it. Do you think I can trust you alone here for 2 minutes if I go to the bathroom?
Yeah, mate, do what you got to do.
Do you want to answer some questions?
Yeah, I'll see what... I'll jump on.
All right, guys. I'm going to go to the bathroom for 2 minutes. If he says anything offensive, just write it in the chat.
I'm in charge now. Don't tell Jesse a thing. He's totally not going to review this. Oh, yeah, show you guys the Freo jumper. We can do that. I guess. Because it's on the wall. I might be able to flip my laptop around, I guess. Let's see if this works. Yeah, she's plugged in as well with all the mics and stuff. Yeah, there she is. Surrounded by a couple more anchors. Half a sailboat, missing the sails. Yeah, even the Dockers what's-a-majiggy fucking dartboard over there, my bad. Did that come through? Okay, yeah, it's coming through on the live stream. Doesn't look too shit, that's good. Tonight's game, I reckon it's going to go one of 2 ways. We're either going to kill them or they're going to kill us. Between us and Essendon, they're 2 of the least consistent teams in the league, I'd say. So one of us is bound to show up and one of us is bound to just completely miss the bus. Oh. NBA predictions next season. Oh, she's wide open this year, that's for sure. I like the Clippers myself. They've got more depth. Most of those guys are more used to playing with each other. Like, they've got some guys back like Lou Will, Montrez. Combine 2, 3 and D wing guys like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Arguably the best 2 in that sort of field. The Clippers look real good. The Lakers can stay healthy.
You for 2 seconds and you bring it straight back.
Mate, I got asked NBA predictions next season.
Yeah.
Mate. Bloody...
He's the man to ask. I know nothing of basketball.
Yeah.
So,
Live on a ship, not quite, but I do spend a fair bit of time over at Rottnest Island in the summer on the family boat, which is good. I've probably argued. I actually said this yesterday. I think I've spent more time at Rottnest than in a house in my first 7 years because we were renting in house to house. So I was probably more consistently at Rottnest than... Yeah. And least favourite thing about Jesse... Ooh.
Who's asked that? Oh, it's just cut.
Yeah, it's Joycey. Joycey trying to get me to stitch you up. Ooh. Let me think. Some of the pranks he's pulled on me when we were studying over the years, they throw me off what little attention span I have when I'm attempting to study. So some of those throw what little chance of me pulling off a successful study. Yeah, you've seen me study the terrible habits.
I've never seen you study.
Yeah, that's fair point, really. I end up bloody on RuneScape or something usually.
Yeah, true. Death Shark says, I've got my grand final tomorrow. Any tips? I reckon you'll kick 8 and you'll win by a point.
Barrels for days, that's what I can say.
Oh, did you see yesterday in the Waffle, and they played in the Storm, East Perth didn't score a goal until the last quarter.
Shit.
They were one behind at 3 quarters.
Who were they playing?
West Coast. And they lost 35-11 in the waffle.
Oh.
Yeah, that's brutal.
But that storm last night was ridiculous. I was planning on going and playing some poker last night, but I just didn't want to go anywhere. The weather was that bad.
Yeah. Backyard Charizard says, clip in your Insta DM, Jesse. Oh, goodness. Dare I watch it?
Joycey following up with the confirmation, but I have never studied. Yeah, I can't really argue. I'll go to study, but I end up just goofing off doing which Lord of the Rings character quizzes and that sort of stuff. Joycey will love that. He was another guilty offender on the Lord of the Rings character quiz.
I'm just going to watch his backyard. Oh, God. I won't repeat that, but Backyard Charizard just came in with the absolute goods there.
My reaction to Jesse's Luke Shuey soliloquy, for those who've been around for a while.
Soliloquy? What is that? I remember that
It's
word
like-
from English literature.
It's like how you express, like, I guess.
Okay. See,
I might chuck on that bloody Geelong game for
Do it,
not
yeah.
the Carlton Saints game for now.
I had a South African English literature teacher, and she was great, but she pronounced some words stupidly.
Or as a South African saying soliloquy, that'd be...
She said soliloquy. So when you said it then, I was like, isn't it soliloquy? The other day, in my I did some sort of video that was like ranking grand finals. Not ranked grand finals. One of the ranking videos I did recently. I said hyperbole instead of hyperbole. And I watched it back on the replay and I was like, oh God, I'm going to get nailed for that. Sure enough, I did in the comments. But my teacher called it hyperbole. And I know that she's wrong, but it's literally,
Habit, yeah.
it's fucked me for my life. I'm going to call it hyperbole forever.
Gotta say, speaking of the South African accent, I gotta say, I reckon Chris Lilly's best character from his most recent show was the South African pet psychic.
Pet psychic.
Yeah, on Chris Lilly's latest project.
I haven't seen it, but that guy's insane. Okay, so
he is a character.
We flipped over to Carlton St Kilda momentarily, and that does look like a good game.
Yeah, bloody oath.
We'll flick it back to Brisbane Geelong, eventually.
Freo making top 8, yeah, I'm probably pretty sceptical at this point.
Yeah.
Weren't you saying it'd require Adelaide, someone draw or something?
Somebody needs a draw. Maybe it's St Kilda that needs a draw. But yeah, Fremantle need a bunch of results to go their way, and then I think they need to make up percentage as well. I think they need Essendon and Adelaide to fall out of the 8.
No.
Or is it Port? No, Essendon and Port to fall out of the 8 or something like that.
Because we're equal with... I can't even recall it, mate. If you could scroll down that live top 4 ladder and keep the rest of the formatting nice.
I'm not touching this.
Yeah, I was going to say I wouldn't mess with it.
It will actually explode. Carlton has hit the front.
Oh.
Good, I tipped Carlton.
I forget who I tipped. I did it last
I
minute.
copped it for tipping against St Kilda. I always tip against St Kilda. I can cop it. But it's kind of funny. Sportopia's here. Go check out Sportopia, good channel. I did a podcast with them earlier in the year. Sam does a good job. He says, what's your prediction for who plays who in the first week of the finals? Well, I'm not that confident about it, but I'm thinking the Eagles can finish second now. I'm tipping West Coast tomorrow. So I'll say West Coast Brisbane and Geelong Richmond.
Yeah.
And then fifth is pretty much Collingwood, I think. So they'll play Port.
I'm getting it up in front of me.
Or no, GWS might play Port, and Collingwood will play Adelaide. That's very rough. That's gone off the top of my head because I need to actually do the ladder predictor. But that would be pretty cool first round. I was hoping Collingwood Essendon would play, but Essendon have absolutely sharded. Tonight will be, if Essendon win, they'll make the finals, I think.
There's still a game up.
Yeah.
But Port, Adelaide, Bulldogs in the 40, and then Freo's a game behind, so we'd need Bulldogs, Adelaide, and Port to drop a game.
Yeah.
And Hawthorn to stay out of it as well because they're ahead of us by about 7%.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think somebody asked, will Hawthorn beat West Coast in Perth for top 8? God, I hope not. Because that will wreck. I think if the Eagles lose that and lose to Richmond, they'll be like 5th.
Yeah.
Which is like season over. 4 in terms of grand final.
Yeah.
Bush, what are your top 3 WW2 facts?
Oh.
World War II. I think that's a typo. He meant to say WWE facts.
Oh, mate. I'm probably more knowledgeable with the WWE, even though I was a buff. I was a buff history student back in the day, I got to say, but I don't have too much that's particularly fascinating, but probably isn't potentially offensive about World War II, but I can't recall.
The end of it is we won, so.
Who's we?
Japan. Japanese.
You weeb.
Yeah. Hamish Brayshaw says, I can't wait to see Ryan, Allen, Rioli, Waterman, etc. to improve and become greats of the game. Big call. I reckon Allen could be a real look like, what do you call it? Hall of Famer. Just to go big. No, I think he will be like I think he will be a champion. If Ryan stays as good as he is now for the rest of his career, I'll be stoked. Because I think he's already a good player.
Rioli.
Oh, Rioli too. I love Rioli. Last year I said unquestionably Rioli is better than Ryan. But this year, Ryan has had him covered. He's doing everything Rioli does. We are so lucky we picked up those players.
Good. Oh, right, they're different drafts. Don't know what I was thinking there.
Yeah, they're 1 year apart. Yeah. But Waterman will be a good role player, I think.
Yeah.
I think he...
Not a star, like one of those just dependable guys that can do what you need him to do, sort of thing.
Yeah, the Eagles do have a lot of front half young talent at the moment, which is good. I think we need to. We don't have much in the midfield in the ranks like coming through, other than Hamish Brayshaw. Even like he's highly unproven. He's not guaranteed to make it. So getting Tim Kelly is quite important for a number of reasons because Shuey's 30 next year, so.
And Gaff is older. How old's Gaff?
Gaff's 27.
Okay, he's not the third.
You feel like he could play for another 5 at least. But he might not even stay.
I was just assuming your tin hat theory about Gaff.
Yeah.
Doesn't come to fruition.
Yeah, there's always a chance. Oh, I'll tell you what, who's come good? Hunter Clark.
He's killed it the past few weeks.
Oh, he says your batteries though.
Oh, what? Oh, what the fucking plugs come out?
Like we picked that up, that would have been so bad.
Oh, imagine.
Where were we? What were we talking about? Hunter Clark. So Hunter Clark was one of my pre-draft favourites, and he's killing it. I'm a big fan. I really wanted him at West Coast, but we took Brander, who I think is going to be good too, so that's all right. Seth Rev says, is Melbourne's drop-off one of the worst you've seen? It's been tough to watch as a fan. It is very close to the worst I've seen.
Yeah.
I'm thinking West Coast after they lost Judd and Cuz in 07. That was probably actually better. That was worse, I think. Melbourne, at least, it's different. Melbourne have all their players. They didn't lose anyone. In fact, they added Stephen May. I know they've had injuries. Well, West Coast did lose a bunch of their best players. I think West Coast in 2008 is worse than Melbourne are now, unquestionably.
Melbourne are lower than Carlton now.
Yeah, but I mean Carlton's all right.
Yeah.
But West Coast in 2008 were also worse than Carlton are now. Yeah. They were terrible. The other one that comes to mind is Port Adelaide. I think they finished bottom 2 or bottom 4 the year after Geelong flogged them by 119 points. That was also 08. So both of those teams. No, it must have been bottom 4. The Eagles finished bottom 2.
Yeah.
So those are probably the two drop-offs that I've seen that are worse. But Melbourne is pretty... Yeah, it's inexplicable. I know there's fitness, there's been injuries, but it's almost like it's gone too far. Do you know what I mean? They've been too poor. Mark Blakely has come in and said that 480p stream. I know, mate. We're just thrilled that we are actually working because it wasn't for like the first 20 minutes. People will tell you, but we'll see tomorrow. We might be able to move into the house tomorrow. It sounds like we've bought a house together. Now we're in the games room at the moment, so the internet might be a bit stronger. Backyard Charizard says, "Can we not discuss Melbourne?" Yeah, well, fair enough. Melbourne did lose Jesse Hogan. Yeah, that's a good point. But do you think Jesse Hogan would really improve Melbourne right now?
He would have helped with their forward structures and stuff. He would have probably freed up.
Yeah, I think the
McDonald and Wiedemann, so they didn't have as much coverage and attention. He would have helped in that regard, which might have mitigated their down seasons. Yeah,
I guess. I think they have deeper issues than that.
Probably.
Oscar Allen to be the first good player named Oscar. Oscar McInerney's all right, isn't he? Oscar McDonald. But yeah, I'd expect him to be the best, Oscar Allen. Morris says, "Hey, g'day, mate. Bucks Fortnight's got to go. Catch you later, mate." Morris, do you think Eagles can go back-to-back? Absolutely, I do. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a chance. But like we've said before, I think what was I going to say?
I don't know. I'm not in your head.
I read something. Yeah, you're not in my head. No, I think a lot comes down to these last 2 rounds, unquestionably. So this Geelong-Brisbane game is important. At the moment, like I think it's better for West Coast if Geelong win, because then it's an easier way to get top 2. So yeah, I mean, it could all fall to shit and we could finish 5th and then absolutely not. But if we're top 2, yeah, I'd back us in. Absolutely.
Yeah, top 2 will definitely go a long way in that.
Will Geelong make grand final? Said Sammy Sung Red. Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
It's hard to go.
The thing is, they'll probably
them
play Richmond in the first week. That's probably my current tip. They'll play Richmond in week 1, and that will be telling. Whoever wins that has got a pretty big sort of like advantage to make the grand final. Do you know what I mean?
I might duck out quickly before the game comes back on.
Sure, man. I'll keep answering these questions.
Yeah, mate.
That means he has to pull. Okay.
That means you get to roast me while I'm gone.
I will. Bruce Smallwilly, I hope that isn't your real name, says Jesse scores 40 goals in all but one of his seasons at Melbourne. I think people underestimate how hard that is to replace. Yeah, good call. Fair play. No, that is a good call. I guess what I'm saying is that, like, I think their issues are just a little bit deeper than that. Do you know what I mean? So, like, even if Jesse was there, how much impact does one player have? You know? Is 3 years a big call for David Teague? Should they have gone year by year? I think they should have done that with Ray Shaw, Joycey. That's a good call. Like, I've been vocal before. I thought they gave Ray Shaw the contract too early. I think he was playing about as what you'd expect North to be playing. And they hadn't seen him while the team was struggling. Like, now they have with Geelong flogging them. But I feel like you need to see all facets of a coach and how he responds to adversity before you give him a contract. Maybe you could say the same with Teague, but Teague is playing... Well, he's got the side playing so much better that I would have said 2 years. 3 is a big call. 3 is a big call. Like, with... surely you don't need to offer a 3rd year to a coach. Like, there's only so many positions that are going to be gagging for a contract. You've got the power. You don't need to offer 3 as such. Pies a chance for the premiership? Yeah, Austin, I think so. Only because like they're injury fucked at the moment, but their talent is such that, and because they play the MCG well, I think they could win it from 5th. I don't think they'll make top 4. How much footy did you guys play? I played some country footy and 1 year at Curtin, but I lived overseas in Abu Dhabi, so I didn't play much footy at all, to be honest. I was a cricketer. I played cricket. I played fairly high level cricket overseas. I went to the UK for a tour. I was much better at cricket than I am at footy. Wasn't too much good at footy. I'm much better at talking about it. Cheers, backyard. That's very kind of you, mate. I hope the quality's not lagging too much. Unfortunately, it's struggling. But Bruce Smalley Willie is Bruce. I actually didn't pick up on that. G'day, Bruce. Is Bruce your real name? I gotta have to ask. I feel like you said once that you alluded to that it wasn't your real name. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just struggling to keep up the question here. Who's been the Eagles' best midfielder since Cousins Judd? I'm going to say Shuey. I think Shuey's better than Pritis. And Yo's probably only been a proper midfielder for about 2 years now. So he has the chance to go past him. I think he's a better player at the moment than Shuey because he's so much more well-rounded. But I would say Shuey. Marco's back. G'day, mate. 45 people watching. Ooh, thanks. Bruce Smallwilly is Bruce from Discord.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I didn't realise it at the time. Oh, actually, I don't think you were even here when I said it.
Yeah, I wasn't, mate. I was taking care of business.
Oh, God. I actually...
Oh, yeah, because I heard you stitching up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did, but I was right.
Extremely quick.
Yeah.
If that was the case.
Yeah. Matthew Wick says, it's an open 8 this year. Anyone can win the flag. My money is Richmond. Yeah, I agree with that. Well, more
it's
so...
most even the league's been in years.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just in the middle here.
Yeah, mate, you're hogging the bloody screen time, mate.
I'm the main show.
Oh, mate, obviously.
I'm just kidding.
Considering you're in 90% of the videos, I'm probably in about 15.
Yeah. Any sneak peeks into when the 5K subscriber podcast will be up? Yeah, Bruce, I was going to record it yesterday, but I did overnight shifts at work all week, and I just woke up and I was like, you know what, I can't be bothered. I also wanted to give a little bit more time for some questions to filter through, so I think sometime next week, mate. Yeah. Rank 2019 draft picks on Tiermaker. That is a fantastic idea. I'm actually going to do that for a few drafts, I reckon. I have to make them, but that's a really... Sibley's just...
Yeah, I got to reply to him. I just got to log into our league to see who actually made finals first.
Henry Sibley has joined the chat, boys. Another OG. He's one of our biggest fans. No, he's a friend of the podcast, so get around him. Oh, Roger's here. G'day, Roger. He says, hey, Jesse and Bush.
G'day. Sorry, I'm just trying to log into this. Just answer Sib's question.
Do you reckon Brett Ratton will get the job?
He's looking good. They've won 3 out of their last 4.
I was saying while you're gone, I think they're a bit too trigger happy giving the coaches contracts before the end of the year. I don't think they needed to give Reshaw one. Brett Ratton, too early to tell. But, honestly, he's probably one of the most qualified in terms of experience. Probably got the best CV of any assistant going. He did a pretty good job at Carlton. I think it's not a bad choice for St Kilda personally. If it was a first-time coach and St Kilda had performed exactly the way they have, I'd probably be reluctant. But because Brett Ratton's at least got that experience behind him.
Yeah. His settling in time's not going to be as drastic.
Yeah. Morris asked, I know it's hard, but do you reckon Dockers can make finals? Mathematically, yes. Realistically, no. I'm going to say no.
What was that, sorry?
Morris asked, can the Dockers make finals?
Don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
And to answer Sib's question, quickly, in our fantasy draft league, I got to say, between him and Joycey are having a matchup this week, actually. But I'd say, based on my predictor, it's going to be a close one. It has Joycey just ahead in the prediction thing that I pay for. But Sib's team's always been real hard to beat all year. I was surprised Joshy Poller ended up getting ahead of him, but he has a good team too, so he ended up pulling that off.
I'm 60th in the fantasy league, the True Footy one.
Where am I at? Because I ended up going to piss after the buy-in classic.
I know, but I've caught you a little bit. You're still ahead of me though. I've had a bad year. I was much better last year.
And then the Josh v Josh matchup, that's an interesting one. But my predictor thing's given the edge to Joshy Poller on that one, Sib. So it looks like you and Poller in the Grandy. If that's how the league works, I'm not sure if we have double chances and shit.
Double chances and shit.
Am I? I thought there was some biffo.
Oh yeah, the game's back on.
Yeah.
Oh, bit of rain coming down here in Perth. Backyard Charizard says, just looked at the ladder again, and the Crows, Port, and Freo Bombers games are so huge. Yeah, you're right. I probably was a little bit disrespectful, a bit too dismissive of Freo just there. They could beat Essendon tonight, but I can't see them winning at Adelaide Oval against Port. I'm pretty sure their record there is quite poor against both Adelaide teams. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you don't do well there. I remember you were smashed by Adelaide a couple of years back, smashed by Port last year.
Yeah.
Port are coming good at the right time.
I definitely got to agree Port aren't reliable with the couple of comments.
That's true. But I think they'll make finals.
Yeah. But they're never a Freo in terms of reliability. It pains me to say it, but it's true.
Yeah. Yeah, true. I think the Bulldogs will make finals, Oscar. I rate them. And I actually think they can win a final too. So, Collingwood Bulldogs, yeah, that's who could play finals actually.
Ooh.
I reckon, actually,
That's
not
spicy.
Adelaide. I reckon the Bulldogs will play finals. Play Collingwood at the MCG. Give them a chance with the way the Bulldogs are playing. I think they've come good.
Cam Rayner. Speaking of we had the question earlier about players we went to school with. Cam Rayner, the last person to wear that number 16 wasn't Jonathan Brown. It was Jano, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bruce asks, I don't know if you wanted to answer this on the 5K potty, but if not, what did you boys study at uni? No, we've already said it on the stream. So we studied law. I studied law and marketing, and you studied law and tax.
Yeah.
Law and tax, yeah.
Even though I'm thinking a master's in secondary education at the moment, I'm thinking of going back.
Yeah, right, yeah. Going back to high school.
Yeah, mate.
Going back to high school is not called a master's in secondary education. Just real good at high school.
It's called a Western Australian Certificate of Education.
Yeah. Yeah, true. So we studied law together. That's how we know each other.
Yeah.
And we've been what's the word?
Casual associates.
Casual associates. Yeah. I got a feeling a top 4 team will crash out of the final, says Chris. I wonder which one.
Ooh.
Honestly, I'd say Brisbane at this stage. But again, that's disrespectful to what they've achieved. They're a good team. They are. But I'd say they're the most likely.
Yeah. Especially if they don't finish in the top half of the top 4.
Yeah.
I.e. the top 2.
Roger asked, do you play AFL Evolution? No. You know what I do? I do the old EB thing. When an AFL game comes out, I buy it from EB Games because they've got a 7-day returns policy. Because AFL games suck, honestly. AFL Live, the one made by Big Ant, is by far the best, in my opinion. But I think that's fairly objective. That game I kept, and I would love them to remake one, but I think they lost the license to Wicked Witch. I will buy AFL Evolution 2, and I might even make some videos about it. Because they look fun, and I really like the idea of making like a career mode ongoing. But no, neither of us own AFL Evolution.
Nah, I do pretty much the exact same thing.
Yeah.
With them EBM.
Yeah, I have not enjoyed Wicked Witch's work, unfortunately. But I will give him a crack next time.
Knockout, what do you reckon of education? Because I'm still tossing up. I'm kind of like, it seems like a career where I can just show up, put in my effort, and not stress too much, and get good holidays and stuff. Rather than corporate law, which they ride you for 80 hours a week and you barely have a life.
Yeah, Bush is very driven. No, I'm just kidding. No, I get it.
I'm a laid-back, cruisy individual, mate. That's probably the problem.
It's one word for it. Morris says, will Crows make finals? And then Matt Wicks says, it will come down to Crows Bulldogs next week in Ballarat. I agree with that call.
That's
so
big time.
At this stage, I'm going to tip the Bulldogs if it's in Ballarat. So I'm going to say Adelaide miss the finals. But it's just my prediction and they're not worth shit.
Bruce, you've bloody hit the nail on the head.
Bruce loves you talking about this topic.
Right. He's just giving me the alley-oop as he just to go on a Ross rant.
McCluggage lines up and has... That is a
that
very...
Is, almost Sheed-esque.
Yeah. This could be the game Brisbane get a bit of a reality check against a good top team and they're like, okay, this is how far off we're off.
Yeah.
And then they could come good. Yeah. I remember... I'm going to use an Eagles example because I follow them really closely. But in 2011... when the Eagles had a resurgence, they played Collingwood at the G and got belted in the middle of the season. And then come the end of the year, when they'd done a bit more oppo analysis, I guess, and just improved as a side, they got within 3 goals of them the next time. So I'm thinking, Brisbane's not getting flogged here, but if they don't win this game, it's not the end of the world because this week and next week is a really good opportunity for them to sort of test out their strengths and see what they need to improve in.
Fiddle with some stuff, that sort of thing.
Oh, grow up.
I'll go back to Bruce quickly because I sort of half did that. But yeah, it's always just sort of put it on someone's head. Like, you can't... I don't see that much leading, not much space for different guys to go in different directions and operate sort of thing. I feel like even at this point, if we do get rid of Ross, we can still bring that defensive stuff, which he do have, but augment it with a more offensively minded coach, sort of thing.
How silly are people going to look if Fremantle win their last 2 games and slide into 8th?
Still...
Yeah, that's true. You have been consistent on it, but I think if you make finals,
we've been inconsistent though, and we would have scraped in by the skin of our bloody teeth. We wouldn't have really...
If you lose Brad Hill and Ed Langdon next year and don't replace them, I think you're in strife.
That is...
Because you're down
Brad Hill in particular.
Yeah, Brad Hill was probably one of your best players this year.
There's a trinity, him, Fife and Walters.
Yeah,
those 3 are the bloody...
100%.
The 3 A-graders on the team, really.
Yeah, Brad Hill was a fantastic player. He probably doesn't get recognised as much. If he played at a really good team, he would be...
He did though, but he's improved.
I think he's better. He's better.
He's definitely improved over the past few years since coming to Freo compared to where he was at as a Hawk.
Yeah. I wonder why he would go to Geelong. Wasn't the talk that he wanted to be in Melbourne with his missus and that they planned to have their lives together there? That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I heard it was
Geelong's
his girlfriend
Melbourne,
was homesick.
Right? Yeah.
Geelong's like the Bunbury to Melbourne sort of thing.
Yeah. So it's not really the same.
But Bunbury's really only an hour and a bit drive.
Hour and a half. Yeah.
With the freeway.
Maybe 2, depending. Because we're south, it's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It is quite funny how Geelong really do seem to have no trouble keeping and recruiting players despite them not being in Melbourne. Is Geelong considered country?
Sort of.
Is Geelong country? I'm going to ask
throw it out to the people in the chat. I do love Coxie.
Ruffy farewell tips. I bet you do. Ruffy farewell tips. How many will he kick or will he play good? I think he'll kick 2 and they'll flog him. No, he'll kick 3 and they'll flog him. Yeah, I think he'll play well. Pies will finish 5th. Despise Act 47. That is a unique name.
Follow the waffle a bit because I've got a lot of family ties to each Fremantle, so I sort of keep up with how they're doing, which lately hasn't been too good, unfortunately.
So I'm just reading back a little bit. Backyard Charizard says it would be hard to study with all those anchors on the wall. Yeah, that's right. Backyard Charizard, having something in your back pocket helps. Something to fall back on. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because I just finished with a law degree, and I don't really have any intention to use it anytime soon. I'm kind of enjoying the YouTube thing at the moment, which is kind of, it might be wildly unrealistic, but I kind of want to see where this True Footy thing goes. Yeah, so that's why I'm still working at Bunnings. So I don't know if anyone knew that, but I work at Bunnings. So I'm just going to push it a little bit further. Bunnings flexibility allows me to, upload fairly often. I work full time, but still. So yeah, that was answering a question he didn't ask. Roger
supporting the thought process. If I describe that.
Yeah. Roger says, "Do you follow any other Australian comps?" So you said Waffle. Yeah, I'm a Perth Demons fan in the Waffle. A long-suffering Perth Demons. Well, I'm 25, so not that long. But we haven't made the finals in 20 years or something like that, maybe longer. I think Josh Risdon is from Bunbury. Yes, you're right. Adelaide Crows are the best. I played cricket with Nat Risdon, his older brother, or younger brother. I can't remember. I didn't know Josh, but yeah, I think it's his younger brother. Okay. Chris says, Bunnings snag, mate. I'll be there tomorrow. Which Bunnies do you go to, Chris? No, I don't hand out snags to people. I'm not allowed. I got banned. No. No, I don't. That's actually, the people that do the snags at Bunnings are not people who work at Bunnings. It's a charity group. Oh, a goal to Cameron. Man, he is a serious player.
Yeah, he's a bloody weapon.
He's the new Eddie Betts, potentially be better.
Yeah, he's a jet.
Eddie Betts, I feel, is like more of a goal machine, better crummer, but Charlie Cameron's probably the more complete forward.
Yeah, he's tackling pressure and stuff. Great.
Yeah. I'm just going to... Oh, no,
tilted away from me. Bloody piss me off.
Too much.
Yeah, we don't want my laptop falling, mate.
Yeah,
that's my baby.
It won't.
She's good, don't worry.
Yeah. Oh, we can push it back a little bit.
No, she's good.
All right. Thoughts on the position of the onion on the snag? Backyard Charizard asks. Yeah, okay, so I think he's referring to the
under or on top.
Yeah, because there was actually an incident. A woman slipped and got badly injured on onion, so he had to change it. That's just how big companies work, as I'm sure most people understand. Like, anything happens, you have to vastly change all your safety procedures.
Because law schools are pumping out too many law graduates like us, and there's a bunch of lawyers looking to sue people for work.
Yeah, true. But I'm a no onion guy. Fun fact.
Mate, onion's on top for me. I'm a walking health code violation. What can I say?
You really are, aren't you? Where are we up to? Oh, good one from Alex. From Bruce. Alex Pearce versus Tom Stewart versus Harris Andrews. Who do you reckon?
Ooh. My bias might come out a bit here, but Alex Pearce, he can absolutely just shut down a guy. His athleticism's deceptively blistering. Like, he's quick as shit, that bloke, honestly.
For me...
Tom Stewart's great as well, though.
Tom Stewart's so good. For me, I think it comes down to what your team needs. So, for West Coast, I would probably take Alex Pearce because he's more of your traditional shutdown, who can really, knuckle down on a key forward.
Him and McGovern, that'd be...
I know, because Barras and McGovern are similar. They're intercept plays, and that's the same again as Harris Andrews.
Yeah.
So...
Even Tommy Stewart's a bit of that intercepty.
Yeah, Tom Stewart's...
Nice ball use.
It's a tough one. I think... Harris Andrews is younger, so... Not much younger, but he is younger. He's only 22, so it's very tempting to go there. Oh, there's the stream cut.
Seems to be okay.
Oh, no, it's alright now.
Okay, the colours are bad on this. Okay, now they're improving. Are we okay? I'll act like we're okay until...
Yeah, it's back on green now, so I think we're okay.
Yeah.
Marco says, who do you go for? I'm Eagles, he's Freo.
Woo!
Sib reckons you're a bit harsh on Rossi. It's understated how inexperienced we are at the moment. Agree that we need an experienced player back if we lose Healy. Yeah, that's true. Freo do play, especially that back line on the weekend. Hamling was by far the most experienced player in that back six.
Very young back.
Griffin Logue played. Schultz played in the back line. Dooman.
Yeah, Dooman.
Taylor Dooman.
It wasn't his best game, I've got to say.
No.
Yeah. A few mistakes.
There was others. So, yeah, that's a very good point. Fremantle very top-heavy.
Definitely.
Roger says, how come you guys are repeating the same thing over and over again? I didn't think we were. Maybe the stream's not working. Unless we are repeating it. I don't think we are.
We've just been asked a few questions that have been the same, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But if we are just saying the same thing over and over again, then I'd say maybe the stream's not working.
I can hear the dog going off. I know that.
Dons will beat Freo. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
No, wait. I tipped Freo. What am I talking about?
It's one of those ones, either they'll kill us or we'll kill them. I've said that before, actually. I said that earlier.
Fremantle generally beat Essendon in Perth. I've just kind of pulled that out of my ass. I have no idea if that's true. No, they beat them last year. And Fremantle were a worse team last year.
Yeah.
So were Essendon. I don't know.
Essendon were about the sort of same sort of expectations, a bit better list with Shield.
They were never in the finals last year.
Yeah, no.
Like they didn't. They were never.
They just had that.
They started poorly. That's what it was. Roger says, "Sorry, it was lag." Cool. No worries, mate.
Bit of discussion.
Who will make the grand final? Says Backyard. For repetition's sake. Richmond, West Coast. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'll probably go the same. I probably said something different earlier, but
I think the Eagles match up well on Richmond.
It'll be a good game.
Oh, Berry's run too far. Maybe we should start watching the game a little bit more.
Yeah, it looks like it's a decent game. Even that Carlton Saints game, we might have to switch to that. That's looking.
Oh yeah,
really
let's.
spicy.
How far through that is that? Because let's maybe
check
just
the app. Yeah.
at 3/4 time or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that game looks bloody cracking.
So yeah, it's about 20 minutes left. So at half time we'll flick it over.
Yeah, bloody oath. 3/4 time, you mean?
Let's just go through some of the go through some of the stats of this Brisbane Geelong game.
Oh yeah, go on.
Dangerfield 20 possessions. Tim Kelly 19, Duncan 18 and a goal. So those are the top 3 ball winners on the field. Charlie Cameron's got 2 goals, as we know. Lachie Neale a goal and 15. It's a pretty low possession game.
McCluggage leading in Dream Team points.
Yeah.
He's kicked goals.
7 marks, 5 tackles. Yeah.
Mitchie Robinson's usually in the thick of it as he is here.
Yeah.
Luke Dowell doing pretty good for such a low posse game.
Tell you what, it's big if Brisbane get 1 more goal before the break. That'll set us up for a very big last quarter. Jack Darling to make All-Australian. That is a very big call, Hamish. I think he deserves it, but then there's also a matter of who... Oh, that's a good goal by Guthrie. He's in my dream team, actually. Good on him.
Now that I've gone out in straight sets and one of the legs I'm in, I've given up.
Yeah. Darling, I don't know if Darling will make the cut. If they pick a third tall, then he's probably the best suited. But who are they? You got Cameron, Lynch, Ben Brown, Hawkins, all very competitive. Darling's having a very good year. He would deserve it. I think he'll make the 40, but I don't know if he'll make the cut.
Yeah, probably. Someone has to miss out.
Yeah, so Bruce just says, even when they were experienced, they had the same issues. Our forward line game style has never been good. Yeah, that's true. That's never really been a strength of Ross Lyon, even when he had, like, Rewalt.
Yeah.
Can't wait for grand final week, says Backyard Charizard. Regardless of who makes it, I'm tempted to roll into Vic earlier now, maybe the Tuesday. Are you going to the game? Or do you just go to Melbourne to soak it up? I'm on the verge of buying tickets to Melbourne, because what I do is I buy a refundable flight. You can cancel up to 3 days before the game. I'm an Eagles member, so what happens is I wait to see if in the ballot I get a ticket, if we make the grand final, that is, assuming we do. But if we don't, obviously I just refund it. So if I get a ticket to the game, I fly. If I don't, I cancel and I give up $250. And to be honest, it's a fairly good investment, I think. Brisbane deep into forward line at the moment. Ball's in the goal square. Your boy Tommy Stewart gets the handball away. Geelong control it in the back pocket. Mitch Duncan having a fantastic year.
Danger. Gabler.
On the ranking coaches, you said Beveridge going to win Dogs another grand final. You still think that? I think so. If they commit to him, I don't know when it will be. It could. If you told me not next year but the year after, I'd totally believe that, because I think the Bulldogs produce so much ridiculous talent. I've said their midfield is probably one of the best, not necessarily the best, but one of the best in the league. And then you got Aaron Norton coming through, who's an absolute elite talent. Shaki's going to develop and at least become a sort of backup, or like, you know, a bit of a foil for Norton. Ed Richards is another absolutely stunning player, looks wise. Ed Richards
Great
is
lineage.
so good. Bailey Smith,
Yeah.
you know, they produce so much talent. They probably just need a few, I think, defensive pieces maybe in their back half, really to consolidate their team. But I think the Bulldogs should be playing. They should be a finalist. There's no reason they shouldn't be.
Yeah, it was a big fall off after winning it for him, that's for sure.
Backyard says, I'm driving over with Will. He's got accommodation booked, 5-minute walk away from the G. Oh, that's awesome. No grand final tickets, just soak up the atmosphere. I love it. No, it's a great call. I suppose, yeah, you're not flying as well, so a bit cheaper, those flights that time of year. Mind you, if Adelaide teams aren't in the grand final, the flights from Adelaide to Melbourne probably won't be that crazy, right? You'd think
the drive's more bearable as well.
That's very true. Driving to Adelaide from Adelaide to Melbourne's not that bad. I've done it from Perth. Josh Hughes says, who's going to win the Coleman? I'm thinking Jeremy Cameron has it absolutely signed up. He's not playing this week, is he?
I'd like Ben Brown to somehow get it, but
yeah,
Jez probably got it.
Yeah, I know you would, because
I got money on it.
You want the money, yeah.
I do, mate. But Fife would have to win the Brownlow as well.
Morris says, do you think Nick Nat comes back this year? I think so. I think the club have kind of indicated he is pretty close. It'll be in the finals. Maybe not week one, but it would suck again. Imagine if the Eagles win the flag and Nick Nat is on the sidelines again. That would suck.
Poor guy. You'd have to feel for him at that point.
This Blues Saints last quarter is crazy. Ugh. Do we turn it over now?
What do we reckon?
Let's just watch this Brisbane forward entry. Neil's got it on the wing.
Oh, he's got his bloody head bandages off.
Oh, paid the mark. O'Connor.
I'll just put my hand up. Yeah, thanks.
King of Hell, will the Eagles beat the Tigers? I think so. Yeah.
Oh.
Who's a sneaky for the Brownlow? Adam Treloar. He gets so much of the ball in, Collingwood wins.
But have there been enough of them at this point, I guess?
Yeah, they have. Yeah. Oh, Cameron has absolutely skied it. Oh, what was the Ashes score last night? I didn't even look this morning.
Mate, neither.
I went to bed when we were about 4 for 70 or something.
Yeah, we had a shit start, I know that.
Oh, 4 for 80. What happened? Did it rain or something?
Probably.
I didn't stay up till 2 a.m, that's for sure.
I definitely didn't.
It must have rained. I went from Adelaide to Mount Hotham. I don't know where that is. This week and back 14 plus hours. Yeah, I mean, that is shit, but when you're driving from Perth, the last trip, or the last leg of the trip is like Adelaide to Melbourne. It doesn't feel so bad. Yeah, okay, it was rained out. Roger says, out of 10, how was Sydney's pressure and effort yesterday? I gotta say, I didn't watch that much of the game. I was on Backyard Charizard's stream, which I actually found more entertaining than the game. It did look like Sydney were red hot. They seem to, for a bottom 14, they are pretty good, you know? Do you reckon?
Yeah.
They flog the Eagles.
Yeah, when their talent comes out, it's good. What else have we got here?
Do you think Nat Fyfe is overrated?
Probably
No, I don't
not.
think so.
Yeah, probably not.
No, I think
he's not as good as he probably was that Brownlow year, but he's still figuring out his body, getting back.
I think
next season, I'd be interested to see.
They rant about Pat Cripps probably more, and Fyfe's probably had a better season, which is a big call.
Yeah, Fyfe. There's been games where he's carried us. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Where he's been in our back line, just intercepting, punching, bloody doing what he's got to do.
Yeah. Guys, if I'm sitting back here, if the microphone isn't loud enough, just give us a heads up and I'll sit forward. Also, has the score...
Yeah, it's been pretty good, eh?
Yeah, cool. King of Hell is at Crown Perth, eating a salad.
Nice.
Waiting to see the Dockers win. Yeah, that'd be good.
If the weather was a bit better, I would have been there last night playing some cards.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a bit of a poker player, aren't you?
Yeah, mate, I love it. Good time.
Oh, Brisbane goal. Man, we're the worst at this. Let's watch the replay. Is that
Charlie?
Zorko?
No, Zorks. Yeah, Zork. Oh, no,
no, he's Charlie. He looked like Zorko from the replay. Fuck. Such a good player.
Yeah. Gets himself in the right spot every time.
Good footballer too.
Yeah. Minute left in this, then switch that game. The other one sounds like there's only like 7 minutes left.
Yeah,
or something.
I'm happy for you to switch it if you want.
What do we reckon?
There's
only a minute left in this.
Yeah, all right. Minute till 3/4 time, then we'll switch it over. What is the score in that game?
It's going to be on the bottom right corner any second. 71-68.
Oh yeah, true.
Carlton up.
I'm gonna have a look at a few stats for that game.
Read them out to me. I'm content watching this.
All right. Josh Hughes says, "What are your names?" I'm Jesse. This is Busher. You can find him on Instagram as NippleWizard95.
Oh, mate.
Seb Ross is a prodigious ball winner. But Jack Billings is having a sick year. Seriously, Jack Billings, I'm not going to say he's going to win the Brownlow, but I think he'll go top 10. Because he's just plays so well every time St Kilda win.
He'll be in the thick of it.
I think his start to the year was really good.
Yeah, definitely. He killed it when Saints looked shit hot early.
Mitch McGovern's kicked 3. Is this his first game back?
Yeah, he was getting a bit of a rev up before the game, so probably.
Yeah. Do you think Victorians are biased towards Victorian players and ignore, say, WA or SA players like Darling? Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Tell you what's a really good show. I try to ignore like real mainstream media, but if you go through some of the shows like On the Couch, I feel like On the Couch is probably the most switched on AFL show I've ever watched, and they pump up the WA players. They do. The thing is about On the Couch, 3 of them had links to Melbourne, so they talk about Melbourne for about 15 minutes of every show. But other than that, like, it doesn't bother me that much. I think they're really good. I actually even think Gary Lyon's good.
Yeah, he's good as a host.
I think he's actually a very good pundit. He's very smart, very switched on. That's 3
good
good
host,
time.
not so good bloke.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, think about like Wayne Carey's got a job in the media.
Yeah, exactly.
Why shouldn't Gary Lyon?
Yeah, exactly. Ooh,
DeLuca,
Gibbons having a shot at goal.
Legend. I was in the unit at uni with DeLuca.
Behind. 4 points. 5 minutes left.
I want to draw so Eagles can be first if they win. Yeah, good point. A draw would be alright. But then if we lose, we're below both. Blues hit the front. Yeah, you're right. These are 2 fairly evenly matched teams. I know I tipped Carlton, but I think Carlton are at St Kilda's level now.
Murphy's had a great second half.
Has he?
Yeah, of the year.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, well, Harry Mccarthy with a goal!
Shit.
What a ripper! That could be a match-winning goal. That was a fantastic goal.
He is bloody good, Mackay.
Yeah, he is.
Him and Kerno.
Yeah.
That'd be a formidable forward duo.
The Mackay pronunciation has always messed with me because I went to a school with a kid with the same spelling. He goes by Mackay.
Yeah.
And I know another girl called Mackay.
Yeah.
And yet Clint Mackay was a cricketer.
Yeah.
And Harry Mackay is a footballer.
Could be an Eastern Western States thing.
Why though? Because it's not an Australian name. I presume it's a Scottish name. Like.
I don't know.
Yeah.
From the 50.
Thanks to everyone again for jumping on the stream, by the way. I know we had a very slow start. I'm thinking tomorrow it should go a little bit better, but you can blame that on the internet.
Absolutely.
So tomorrow we'll try inside the house. I don't know. I'll probably be more switched on in the game tomorrow. I probably won't be able to answer the questions as much. I'll do my best. Maybe you can run the questions tomorrow.
Oh, mate. So there we go. I've got the Dockers game tonight, mate. Could be a big one.
Do you think the D's will bounce back next year?
You'd think so.
Yeah. I'm going to say I don't know.
They might not be top 4 or nothing, but they should be back right in the hunt for the A.
I still think they'll miss finals next year. I just think if it wasn't Melbourne, I'd back them. But Melbourne kind of had always... I hope Backyard Charizard doesn't take offence to this. Melbourne's always had that losing culture. Do you know what I mean? They have.
Yeah, I guess.
They made the finals once since like 2006, and they were a good team last year, genuinely good team. But they've fallen straight back to bottom 2 is seriously bad.
That is a big slide.
6 wins or whatever it is for the year. I think psychologically they could have some scarring. I'm not gonna lie.
They'll probably do a bit of list turnover, you'd think, in the trade period.
Do you reckon? What do you mean, like delisting a lot of players? Or
no,
Mackay,
like trades and bringing
in
pieces
some talent?
in.
I don't know if they need to, because I think they're talented enough. Wiedemann's going to be a year older next year. Tom McDonald. I mean, they've got the key forwards they need. Tom McDonald. They've got Stephen May down back. They've got a strong back line.
Yeah, Lever when he's back healthy.
Yeah, true. Backyard Charizard reckons it's the strongest back line in the league on paper. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say Richmond and West Coast.
Yeah. I'd probably lean towards West Coast.
But it is a good defence, though. They're going to have
doubt.
Stephen May, Jake Lever, Marty Hawes become a good player. Oh, he's missed. Saints still in at 3 minutes to go.
He misses the easier of the two. Not that was an easy shot, I guess.
Yeah.
Still 10 points.
Christian Salem, another defender.
Yeah, he's handy off a halfback.
Mid Guffey says, what game are you streaming tomorrow? I'm thinking... we're going to do West Coast Richmond. Oh, Saints in the forward line. They need a goal soon. They need a goal now.
Or... Daisy. Better send off Candy.
Bush, do you think Ross will get sacked next year?
If he doesn't improve by the end of this year, and if he isn't sacked at the end of this year, probably.
So not a lot of confidence there from Bush.
Yeah, everyone knows I'd ideally like to see him on his bike.
Yeah, you do have a bike fetish. Backyard Charizard says it's only 5 wins. Sorry, I got that wrong. Yeah, so that's pretty bad. 5 wins is a very bad season. I don't mean to rub it in, but I'm just saying it's a massive fall from grace. Top 5 AFL players. Fife. Dangerfield.
Yeah.
Do we still include Dusty?
Yeah.
Tempted to say Yo on influence, but I probably won't put him that highly. He's a red hot player at the moment. Jezza Cameron.
Yeah.
He's a smoky for that 5th. Paddy Cripps probably up there as well.
Yeah, Cripsy, yeah.
Tim Kelly probably hasn't done it for long enough. I mean, he's been good his whole career. It's only been 2 years.
Oh, Danger's in the top 5 already.
Yeah.
Ooh. Josh Kelly. Probably not quite enough runs on the board just yet.
Hamish says, is the streaming thing going to be weekly or one-off? Look, we probably won't do it all the time. It's just not that practical for us to get together all the time. We'd like to do it just for special matches every now and then, and we'll give you plenty of notice about when we do it. But we'll probably try and get a couple of finals in, definitely. Yeah. If the Eagles aren't in the grand final, you probably won't want to do a grand final one, eh? You probably want to go to a party or something like that.
Depends what's happening grand final day.
Yeah.
Something will probably bob up.
If the Eagles aren't in the grand final, I'd be willing.
It depends what bobs up.
Yeah. So I can't promise anything at this stage. Grand final day is a big day for Australians.
Big piss-ups and ting.
King of Hell, do you think this is a good trade? The Hill brothers, Sean Darcy and Mitch Croden for Tim Kelly and a first-round pick plus Jack Henry. Wow, I need a second to get my head around that.
Yeah, that's...
The Hill brothers, both of them, Sean Darcy and Mitch Croden. So...
Why Croden? Yeah, he seems a random
Croden's
throw-in.
not worth much in a trade, so he's almost cancels himself out.
Yeah, he seems like a random throw-in for me.
Yeah, Tim Kelly and a first-round pick and Jack Henry. Probably take that as Freo. Sean Darcy, is he worth a first-round pick? Tim Kelly for the Hill brothers. It's not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't see a trade.
I feel like we'd offer other stuff before we'd go that tact, unless the Brad Hill to Geelong stuff's what's true, what people think's true.
Yeah.
If Geelong's where in fact he's going, sort of like, yeah, you can sort of go Brad Hill, Tim Kelly.
Yeah.
Without having to throw in Darcy or whatever, just sort of make it a Brad Hill for Tim Kelly with whoever needs sweeteners thrown in, sort of thing.
Yeah.
That'd be my approach.
Casbolt takes a mark. It was actually a surprisingly good kick from Casbolt, and Carlton have it sewn up. 25 seconds on the clock,
and we're tuned out of most of the final couple of minutes.
Luke, you always ask me where my True Footy reacts are, mate. Sorry, I just haven't had time to do them. They require a bit of preparation. Like my footy tipping videos, I prepare a lot for them, so it's just hard for me. It's hard for me, and it sounds shit, but they don't get the same amount of views, so the reward isn't there. But, you know, maybe I'll bring it back. I might bring it back under a different format next year. Backyard Charizard says the reality of Melbourne's fall hit home last night. Yeah, I can understand. It was a winnable game, and they didn't really. Why did they lose by a minute? They got pumped, didn't they? Now I think about it. Oh man, they got absolutely smashed. 53 points. I did watch it. I just didn't realise it got out to that much. Yeah. So, I mean, I guess another bottom four side when you get flogged like that shows psychologically they're probably not quite there at the moment. Jonathan Woodgate says, I'd like to see this string more often. Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. I hope everyone's having a good time. Shaky start, but I appreciate you all being here. We've got 39 watching right now, so good on you guys. Really appreciate it. I'm having fun. You having fun?
Bloody hell.
Luke Maman says, please don't ignore me. Sorry, mate. I didn't mean to. I just answer your question, so. Hamish Brayshaw says he doesn't reckon we get many viewers on Grand Final Day. Yeah, you're probably right, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair Paul.
Most people would probably just be watching the game.
Yeah, that's true.
If it's anything like Collingwood West Coast game, it'd be a cracker.
I'd love to do the Brownlow, but I know Caden does a Brownlow one. I don't want to steal his thunder. I mean, he'd get more viewers than us anyway. Yeah. But, I mean, I don't want to, you know. But I do want to do the draft. Are you keen for that?
Yeah, I'd do draft.
Because I feel like no one else on YouTube would be doing the same thing.
Yeah, I'd do draft.
We absolutely get around the drafts. Maybe if Geelong kick a goal, people aren't as into the draft, you can tune in with us, give you a bit of insight, as arrogant as that sounds, but I reckon that'll be really fun.
I could even see what Lenny's doing. He might be around draft day. I don't know.
Yeah. Lenny is a football writer that we know. He works for... Who does it? Is it AFL?
He does lots of draft stuff. Yeah, he does. Yeah,
he's like a draft expert. Yeah.
Him and me are the two.
How have we not had him on yet?
No shit. I got to tell you.
Let's have him on. I mean, he's only really relevant for draft time, but
in general, he knows his shit. Really.
Yeah, let's get Lenny on.
Len's a fucking ledge, mate.
Yeah.
Him and me are the two king forward pockets of the North Fremantle Football Club. Icons, mate. We're icons.
What a win by the Blues. Agree, Bruce.
Bloody oath, they've come right into the thick of it. It's cost me a bloody pineapple, actually, because I had after round 5 or whatever, when Gold Coast were about 3 games ahead of Carlton for the spoon. I told my mate, yeah, you're going to cop the spoon because he's a Carlton fan. He's like, I'll bet if $50 on it. I'm like, yeah, fuck off. They're going to cop the spoon. Looks like I'm going to be out of pineapple.
Oh, Tommy Hawkins butchers the thing. Hawkins... Oh, Danger doesn't finish the work. Man, that would have been a great goal. Bit messy there from Geelong. Do you reckon the prelim scarred the D's and left them shot? Look, I didn't think so at the time. I thought Melbourne had kind of won their finals. You know what I mean? They came to the Perth and just weren't quite mentally up for it. And the Eagles were absolutely ready. And I think the Eagles players, I heard this through someone, but the Eagles players, even at quarter time, apparently in the prelim, were saying Melbourne look absolutely cooked. Like they look like they are absolutely out of gas already. And I just thought young side, I think they only lost by 11 goals. It wasn't like it was 100 points. Like there's been lots of one-sided finals before. I mean, look, obviously, evidently, like they are, they've gone to shit since. So
they had a few guys in off-season surgery and stuff.
Oh, they did, no doubt. I think that doesn't work. I think the off-season thing is a big part of it, and I think you lose your confidence when you're not fit. I know that when I played briefly, if I wasn't fit, my confidence was off because I just didn't back myself and put in that second effort.
Yeah.
It's all a roll-on effect. Carlton play Geelong next week. Yeah, that'll be a good game. But again, I think is it GMHBA? I think it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one.
So it's going to be tough for Carlton.
Cameron.
Oh, Cameron keeps the... Well, definitely they're still alive. Is that 4?
Yeah, he's in the top 5 for the Coleman with that one.
Wow. Yeah, I think he's kicked as many goals as Darling. Well, probably more now.
Yeah, he was right near him when I last looked at the Coleman.
The prelim was a bonus for me as a D member. Fair enough, backyard. Yeah, well, I mean, what are your memories of the 2000 grand final? You talked about 88 in your stream, but 2000... Actually, I just realised it's probably bringing up a painful memory. But still, I mean, you made a grand final. Have the Lions, or has Loins been in the game? Not watching it, what's a quick recap, Chris? They have been in the game. It's been pretty close. Geelong have just been a little bit in control this whole time. Yeah, I think the score's probably about right at the moment. The Pair's here. G'day. Welcome, mate. The Pair, are you doing your stream tomorrow? I kind of spruiked it a little for you, but I wasn't sure if you're actually doing it. Oh, no, it's tonight. Port Adelaide North. The Geelong and Hawks victories were enough for me, says Backyard. I had us finishing 4th this year, but to see what we dished up is embarrassing. Yeah, I know, that's savage. It is hard. The Geelong win in particular was pretty special. The Melbourne-Geelong final. I think I tipped Melbourne to win both those finals, actually, before the finals even started. I don't know why. I remember Melbourne came to Perth a few weeks before the finals and touched the Eagles up. I mean, it was close, but it was like a really good game of footy, and the Melbourne were just a bit too strong. Dave says 2000 was hardly a painful memory. That's true. That Bombers side was close to the most dominant side. I think it was before I started watching footy, but I think they only
big raps on them.
They lost one game, I think, and it was to the Bulldogs. Yeah, Backyard Charizard says 2000 was strange. He felt that they couldn't win going into the game. His Essendon was that good. So, yeah, fair enough. Which player would you like to see come to the Eagles? Nat Fyfe. Paddy Cripps. Probably Pat Cripps. Nah, I guess realistically, I'd be very happy with Tim Kelly. Tim Kelly or Stephen Cornelio.
I'm sure you would be, mate. Oh, I'd be happy with one of them myself.
Yeah.
In terms of free agents.
Football.
I'm talking football.
Yeah. Just speaking of like verbal mistakes, I was just at the bakery just before I came here, and instead of ordering a chunky steak pie, I ordered a stunky cheek pie, which sounds vaguely sexual. So
you'll get done for harassment. At the bakery.
Did you just call me a stunky cheek? Carlton only had one win under Brenton Bolton. Is that right? Or do they have two? No, you may be right. One win. Yeah.
Yeah, they've definitely turned it around with Teague.
Who did they beat? Who was their first win? Bulldogs.
Something like that.
Yeah, Walsh kicked the goal and he went like that. Yeah, good point. Yeah, Brendan Bolton does, like, history will not reflect well on Brendan Bolton.
Yeah, especially with Teague doing what he's done since he's taken the helm.
Yeah.
That doesn't help. If they'd looked about the same, he wouldn't have looked as bad, but...
Yeah.
A turnaround that immediate.
The Pair says, not sure as yet, waiting for some things to fall in place. Yeah, fair enough, mate.
Yeah, it's a Saturday night. People have things to do.
Yeah, cool. So, we'll, might do a pre-game one, he reckons, so that'll be interesting. That'll be good fun. Tell you what, you missed it. We had so many technical errors when we started ours, but we are somehow here.
We've salvaged it.
Yeah. Any veteran you would put on the Eagles team? let's open that to Freo as well, because I'm kind of dominating the questions here. What veteran would you choose to join your team, Busher?
Josh Kennedy from bloody Sydney.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, even though I do love your Josh Kennedy as well, but I feel like Sydney, Josh Kennedy, now that we've lost a bit of our midfield depth, could add something as like a veteran guy that sort of an old guy on a team that's sort of starting to go in a different direction to where he's at.
Yeah.
Like someone like that's probably a interesting veteran.
Yeah.
Using that specific.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go the lame answer. I'll say Gary Ablett. Just because I think, I don't know. The Eagles don't really need more forward line prowess.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got Rioli, Ryan, crafty forwards that can pull a bit of magic out.
At the risk of I'd probably say David Mundy as well.
Yeah, Mundy
could play well at any club, I reckon.
Yeah, he's the Clay Thompson. You won't get this analogy. He's the Clay Thompson, the AFL guy that you can just slot in anywhere and he's good.
Gross. Yeah, fair enough. Morris is leaving. See you, Morris.
See you, Morris.
Nah, that's all right, the pair. Fair enough. Footy training. Isn't today Saturday? Do you play on Sunday or something, do you?
I know there's Sunday leagues.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Still, training on a Saturday is unusual.
Yeah.
Backyard Joe says you have Jordan Lewis. Yeah, I noticed that when Jordan Lewis appeared to be injured, he was like, good, last night. Savage. Jaden Kemp says, who's going to win West Coast of Richmond and why? I think the Eagles will win because I think we play Richmond and the G well. But I'm not going to lie, the rain makes me nervous because I think the Eagles are one of the worst contested ball sides and worst ground ball sides lately. And I think Richmond are pretty high, not in contested ball, but I think in ground balls they might be number one. So if you look at those numbers, I don't know. What do you reckon?
I'm back in Richmond. They're in shit
what a
form.
surprise.
Mate, they're in shit up form.
Yeah, the Eagles have won 12 out of the last 14.
Yeah, Richmond have bloody won their last bunch in a row, haven't they?
7, yeah.
Yeah. MCG, their home ground. They've just got that gear they can go to, I've noticed.
Fair enough.
They're a daunting prospect, mate.
Yeah, true. Top 4 in order, says Declan. Geelong, West Coast, Brisbane, Richmond. Because even if the West Coast lose tomorrow, I think they'll beat Hawthorn and Brisbane won't beat Richmond next week. That's assuming Brisbane lose this game, which they could still win. But I'd probably tip Geelong at this rate.
Yeah, I probably couldn't argue, except maybe I'd flip Richmond and Brizzy. Is that...
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
What, Brisbane 4th?
Yeah.
What's the percentage situation? Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, shit, yeah, you're right. If Richmond win both their games, they'll go higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't work that out.
Mate. Quick maths.
Yeah. Nah, we're in finals, and because we finished top, we had the week off, so decided to do a session. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, there you go. That's all right. So I got the bye, and they pretty much do like match simulations, I'm guessing. Did you do match simulations or just lots of running? Just curious. Essendon or Freo? We both say Freo, tonight?
Yeah.
Adelaide and Collingwood starting now. Okay, that's a good one to look out for. Oh yeah, it's an afternoon game. I thought it was a night game for some reason, Adelaide.
Oh.
So this is a big win for the Cats if they get it. They could obviously still lose, but with a lot of the negative speculation on them lately, saying that they're cooked, a lot of people jumped off that bandwagon way too quick, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, yes, they lost to Fremantle and Perth, but God, like if you break down every top team's season so far, you will find at least 1 or 2 results that are terrible.
And Freo are the sort of team that does that to a team in that position. Freo just beat those teams they shouldn't beat.
Yeah. So West Coast have been flogged by Port Adelaide and Sydney. Sydney in the bottom 4. Richmond got annihilated by Geelong by 11 goals last time they played, or something, maybe even more. Who else beat Richmond this year? Somebody else has beaten Richmond. They had Adelaide flogged them.
Yeah.
Geelong, I don't think they've had any real crazy losses. They lost to the Bulldogs, who were decent.
Yeah, nothing ludicrous.
Yeah. Fremantle's probably their worst loss for the year, so I think it's not actually that bad.
Yeah. If you worst lost Freo in Perth, you'd take that.
Well, they're probably going to win the minor premiership now. So. Hamish Brayshaw says, surely West Coast for the first 6 in a row in history. You sound like Kevin Bartlett. Kevin Bartlett said the Tigers are going for 5 in a row after they won 1. That's ridiculous. No, but you're right, Hamish. You're not being ridiculous. Plenty of running, climbed a steep hill, said the pair. God, why would you... I feel like that sort of thing is like you're just asking for a hammy injury. Was that a goal? Goal to Geelong, 17 points up with 10 to play.
Pretty close to a sealer.
Oh, speaking of hammies, he's testing out the calf.
Yeah, it's a calf stretch.
North flogged Richmond. That's true. They did beat Richmond. They flogged Collingwood too. Roger, is this turning into a Q&A? You bet it is, mate. Oh, Jaden is Dean Kemp's nephew. Sick. That's awesome. Get him on the podcast. Bulldogs beat Richmond by 40 odd. Yeah, true. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah. Bulldogs are good. Bit of rain peppering the roof here at True Footy Stadium.
Hopefully it doesn't rain tonight.
Oh, Dangerfield with the explosive clearance goes deep into the 50 and Hawkins doesn't quite bring it down. Does feel like Geelong are all over him at the moment. Oh. Very stanky rush behind by Marcus Adams. Important behind though, that makes it an even 3 goals.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to see Brizzy coming back from this. Quick one would make it interesting, but...
Brisbane are kicking bad, says Luke McMahon. Yeah, probably a bit fatigued, I reckon. It's been their toughest test for a while. Good mark there by Adams. So you got the live top 4 there, and yeah, Geelong are 15% ahead. We're getting 17% of West Coast, so even if West Coast win tomorrow, you'd think they're going to have top spots sewn up with just Carlton to play next week. Although, here's Brisbane on the rebound.
Cameron again, nearly.
Player of the decade, Nyasha, if I'm saying that correctly. Nyasha?
5?
Player of the decade. Oh, straight to 5, he reckons. No, I'm just kidding. So what are the boundaries? 2009.
Well, 2010 to 2000.
Yeah, okay. So who's won the Brownlow since then? So 2010 was Juddy.
Yeah.
11 was...
Formerly Joe Watson.
No, that was 12. So 11 was Swan. 12 was Mitchell, Watson, Cochin. 13, 5. No, 15 was 5.
Yeah.
13 was Ablett. Yeah. 14 Pritis. 16
Danger.
Yes. 17 Martin.
Yeah. 18 Titch.
Yeah, so I'm inclined. Yeah, Fife and Danger are probably the two that come to mind there.
Yeah, Danger's probably worth showing some
Buddy
love.
Franklin.
Yep. Most of his peak was that late 2000s. He had the 100.
But he scored the 100 in like his 3rd or 4th year.
Yeah.
Nah,
but most of the decade's been at Sydney and he hasn't...
So he won a flag at Hawthorn in 2012 and 13. No, sorry, 2013.
He won 1 in the 10s, didn't he?
So he won 2008 and then he won it 2013 against Fremantle.
Yeah.
He lost the 12 grand final.
I swore he didn't play against Freo. I swore he'd left for Sydney, but...
Nah. Yeah, 100%. 100%. He left in the off-season of 2013.
I'm Googling
He's Googling it, but he's wrong. Then the following year, he went to Sydney, and Sydney got pumped by Hawthorn in the grand final. Rogers leaving. Thanks, mate. Thanks for joining in. Hope to see you next time. Backyard Charizard says, to the media jump off Brisbane a bit after this and start asking ridiculous questions about being contenders? Yes, 100%. 100% they will. I think they've put in a good show, to be honest.
He was right.
Yeah, I know I was right.
Fuck you.
Well, here we go. Here's a goal for Brisbane. Still in the game. 11 points. Jared Lyons has been a fantastic pickup.
Yeah, he's had a great back half of the season, that's for sure.
Absolute disaster, Gold Coast losing him.
And their two captains.
Yes. True. And Aaron Hall. Geelong will get top spot, Luke, I reckon. Least favourite team. Least favourite team. Do you have a least favourite team? Is it West Coast?
Yeah, I guess.
What a dick. Just kidding. My least favourite team, I don't really have one that much. I did a tier maker the other day and I had Carlton pretty low, but I don't really hate them.
Yeah.
They're okay. I don't really care for them, that's all.
Yeah, that's pretty much my Eagles. I don't really care for them. I'm just like,
Charizard, what is your issue with the Suns? Like, how can someone hate the Suns? They're not even relevant enough to be hated.
He wants them in Hobart.
8th spot, Luke, I reckon the Doggies.
About 7 minutes left.
7 minutes left. Oh, Neil penetrating deep and then also some football.
Hipwood might be getting a free.
Oh, no, he's given one away. He's given one away. Geelong control the ball in the back pocket, leading by 11 points, 7 minutes to go.
Might even be a 50.
Oh, shit, it is a 50. Is it?
Oh, off-field, up the field.
Oh, mate. Come on, Brisbane. Wait, no, I'm going for Geelong. Miracle on grass, Adam H says. Yeah. Good call.
To me. He's one I used to verse in basketball, actually.
Tim Kelly?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he killed it, eh? He was like 16 and could dunk.
Jeez. He's always been a really talented player. I think it was his kicking that stopped him getting drafted, I think. He also had a few inconsistent years in the waffle there, so... 2017 was his first real big waffle year. Yeah, I remember he kicked 7.
He had some pretty good other years, I'm pretty sure.
He did, but he was up and down. It was a massive jump up when he got drafted in the waffle. He kicked 7 and had 35 on a wing in one game. One of the best individual performances I've seen since Andrew Cracker. Footy now watching, guys. I'm going to give our video a thumbs up. Got 2 thumbs down. That's probably for the quality. Or it's Killer Creed.
He hasn't bobbed his head up yet, actually.
Nah, he's probably in here just
Touch wood.
thumbing down.
He's got the bots on us, mate.
Yeah.
I bet the week I haven't looked at my dream team, I'm killing it.
Backhand Charizard was vice captain under Trent Croden school basketball in Melbourne. Speaking of vertical leaping freaks. Yeah, right.
Crody. Nice.
So, you've probably answered this before, Jason, but you're Melbourne originally and then moved to Adelaide. Is that right?
Yeah, no, I'm doing shit in Dream Team.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Krebs did shit and Walsh did shit.
Oh, you got Collingwood are there in the live ladder situation as well. Oh, so they've moved up to 4th now because they've kicked a goal or something, right? I'm guessing.
Yeah. Or they're ahead.
Yeah, they've kicked a goal, yeah. So, Brisbane, 5 minutes to go. Inside 50, a very shallow. No, it's not quite inside 50. McCluggage sends it deep. And also football. Oh, Lyons keeps it in.
Oh,
Imagine he kicks that. Oh, Cameron has taken a mark just outside the goal square.
shit.
Lining up for 5, I reckon.
Think so, possibly 6.
Man, he kicked 6 last week. Yeah, he's got 4 at the moment.
Yeah.
This will be for 5.
4-2, mate.
Sammy G in the house. Welcome, mate.
Can the Dons. Ooh.
He's shanked that out on the full. Are you joking? I mean, you can't really criticise him too much. He's been their best player today.
Yeah, bloody hell. Leave him out alone.
That was exactly what Dom Sheed didn't want to do. That's why he went for the drop punt, he said.
And I've never seen Dom Shade go for a banana in his life.
Well, nah. He's kicked a few this year.
This year?
Yeah.
Now he's got the confidence of kicking the shot of all shots.
He kicked the Siller against Collingwood in round 3 too. In the pocket.
Oof.
Oh, mate.
Brisbane are butchering this thing at the moment.
They are bottling it. They've probably only got... They probably need to score their next inside 50, I reckon. Needs to be a goal. Born in Wagga. Moved to Melbourne age 3. Moved to Adelaide 16. Then back to Melbourne age 20. Lived in Adelaide since I was 30. Wow. So what do you consider yourself? Do you consider yourself Victorian, New South Welshman, or South Australian?
Hodgie. Lions again on the crumb.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Hipwood.
Lions
Big boy.
Hipwood has been smacked with a tackle from... Is that Harry Taylor? They got him? Looks like
Harry Taylor, yeah.
Oh, man. They're all over the Cats at the moment.
Yeah,
but they just haven't really come through with the goods.
They're keeping it locked in though, to their credit, Brizzy.
Yeah, they are.
Jinx, maybe Jinx. No.
Footy's a territory game these days.
Yeah, it's getting a bit like rugby in that sense, where
Yeah.
you just gain a few metres and then when it's a turnover, you've got a bit of extra ground to work with. Or a bit less ground to get through.
My dad hates it when the Eagles go like long up the boundary line.
Yeah.
But it is defensive tactic. Because when you've got no momentum and no time and space, I guess, you have to go along up the boundary. But what they're trying to do is just force territory. Oh, here we go. Cameron kicks a goal. He's back, baby. This game is on. Come on, the Cats. Wake up.
Come on, Brizzy. Complete the comeback.
No, I'm going for Geelong.
Of course you are. Convenient for your laddering, isn't it?
My laddering indeed. I was Victorian up to about 8 years ago. Now I can count myself as a South Australian. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, right.
Yeah. West Coast is the best coast, though, I've got to say. I mean the literal coastline, not the club.
No, he means the team. We are better than Gold Coast, so...
Yeah, I'll give you that. You're the best team with the word coast in your name.
All right, so keep an eye on that live ladder, folks. If Brisbane get a goal, you got Brisbane on top of the ladder. We'll have the same setup tomorrow, I reckon, because the Eagles-Richmond is relevant. Oh, Lockie Neal with the clearance. Tim Kelly.
Steph Martin, nice bit of crummage.
Oh, Robbo, quick hands. A fellow podcaster. Oh.
Ooh. Get it back there, you numpty.
Is it counting? No, they're bringing it back. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they play that advantage?
It was already
they never stopped.
They'd already called it back.
Yeah, they never stopped though. I reckon Brisbane's a bit stiff there. That was a shit inside 50 from Daniel Rich. And the rush behind brings it to 4 points.
The way they've locked it in, though, that's not too bad.
Does Bush have a YouTube channel?
I don't post anything on there.
He has an account.
Yeah,
it's not the same thing. Yeah. Well, we do have a new show launching next year called Cooking with Busher. Do you actually know how to cook? Because you floated the idea of a cooking channel before.
Yeah, I can. I get creative. Sometimes it works out. Every now and again, it's a complete disaster. But on the whole,
that sounds like absolute bullshit to me, mate.
Mate, I'm actually not too bad.
I get creative. Yeah, not convincing. Your old man's a good cook, isn't he?
Yeah, he's better than I am. That's for sure.
It's a low bar.
I'm not too bad.
I'm just kidding. I can't cook for shit. Yeah. Backyard Charizard's waiting for Ash McGrath to come off the bench.
Mate, he's got this. Just get that man the ball and get the fuck out.
I got in a Twitter fight with Toby McGrath, his brother, once when I was like 15.
Why?
Because do you remember when Mason Shaw got belted by Mitch Brown? Broke his jaw in the waffle?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
And I was an Eagles fan, so obviously, so I just started defending Mitch Brown, even though I had no idea what happened.
Yeah, mate.
And the silly thing is, they had no footage of him punching him, so it would have been like Gaff and Brayshaw, like he. Oh, Mccarthy! What a fucking screamer that is! That is season defining. That is huge.
That's Lockie Neal's best friend right there, mate.
Fuck. Oh my god, what a mark. That is... That... Oh, let's watch the replay, because that is just as good as Liam Ryan's, I'd say, almost. Because I know Liam Ryan ran really far, but for the stage of the game... Oh, I don't think he got as high as Liam.
Yeah, he didn't get that much hype, but it was a beautiful sit-up.
It's a very close second to Liam, I reckon. That is brilliant. Now, don't bottle... Well, no, bottle the kick.
Third to Crozier as well.
Fuck, what a goal. What a game. Minute and a half to go. Let's watch this ladder change. This is bad for the Eagles. Unless we win tomorrow, and then it's fantastic. Bucks Fortnite just bought a laptop. Huge. What'd you get? What are you going to use it for? You a uni student? Are you a gamer? Oh, what an absolute mark. Is that tears? Is that lady in tears?
That lady is in tears.
That's adorable. I think she's a Brisbane fan. Otherwise, she's just crying.
Probably Lincoln McCarthy's mum.
Maybe. Or Chris Scott's mum. How many minutes to go, Sammy G? There is 84 seconds, so a minute 24. Well, they don't have Ash McGrath, but they have Lincoln McCarthy. Get the ball away from danger if you're Brisbane, surely. Well done. Is that McBerry?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, here we go. Oh, free kick Geelong. Oh,
cheeky.
That is cheeky. Oh, danger explodes away and goes in deep, and then also football.
Oh, Radigalia.
Radigalia kicks. A point.
Woohoo.
We're about 30 seconds behind everyone else probably, so they're going to be like watching us react and know exactly what's going to happen. 1 point the difference. Holy shizzle. Who said they wanted a draw?
Well, some Eagles
Was it Morris? Oh, Paddy takes a mark, 48 seconds to go. One of the games of the season. Oh, that is not a good inside 50, Paddy. That was not a good inside 50. Oh, 36 seconds to go.
Crunch.
This is a spectacular finish, folks. Put on your Superman capes. It's Wharfy time.
What the fuck does that mean?
Do you remember that?
No.
That was Matthew Pavlich doing a three-quarter times huddle speech to his players when he was captain.
Huh.
And it was Gaza, twist. And they've got mic audio of him like doing this really lame speech and then finished, put on your Superman capes, boys. It's Wharfy time. And then it went viral because of how stupid it was.
I could see why.
Ooh, Robbo's got some cramp by the looks. Ooh.
Stretch him out, Zorks.
Fuck, he looks sore. I've had that. I've had my feet lock up like that because I've been had so much cramp.
Ooh.
Like I had to get someone to sit on my feet to get them back to normal.
You had to get someone to sit on your face to get it back to normal.
Yeah, that was after the game. This is... Oh, Brisbane almost clear it. Oh, Brisbane's going to win. That is the winning rebound 50. They've won the game. Far out. What a game of football.
Big win.
I can't help but hate this. But it is an unbelievable moment in the context of the AFL. Wow.
It's great for Brizzy.
Unbelievable. Look at them. They look like they won the grand final.
After where they've been the past few years, it is pretty good for them.
I hope Richmond fuck them up. But I don't think they will get fucked up by Richmond. I think it'll be a good game. So that has huge implications on top 4. So the Eagles, if they lose tomorrow, if they lose by enough, they'll drop down to 4th. So
assuming,
yeah, because they play Richmond.
Yeah.
So Richmond, if they say Richmond win by 7 goals or something, which I'm hoping isn't the case. Have a look there. So 4% separates Richmond and West Coast. However, if West Coast win, they will go to 2nd and be very, very confident in locking up a top 2 spot. Wow. Brisbane go into the... Richmond are pretty much guaranteed to be top of the ladder by the end of this round, though. Which is unbelievable for where they've come from.
Richmond are?
Brisbane. Did I say Richmond? I meant Brisbane.
Yeah, you said Richmond. I was like, what the fuck? They're not even 4th at the moment, but they're 2 games behind now. Until they win tomorrow. Didn't even realise that jab.
What'd you say?
I said until Richmond win tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was spectacular. I feel equal parts disappointed and equal parts blown away.
Well, it's a good game, that's for sure.
It was a fantastic game. Not a bad game for the live stream debut.
Fuck, in 1 year, Lincoln McCarthy's nearly matched his entire career's worth of goals.
Yeah, he's come on ridiculously. I think Bartel was saying that even at Geelong, when he was there, they all knew he was like capable of some really spectacular stuff. But I never put it together. I think maybe fitness and injury might have been a concern.
Fresh start's done him wonders, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'll say. He's gone to a good system, clearly. Fagan's doing a really good job as coach, there's no doubt about that.
Brisbane won by a point, by the way, if the score hasn't fully
No, it has.
cleared. I meant on here, it's a bit...
Yeah.
Half
no,
cut.
they can see, yeah. Oh, no, Nate Daniel just said who won.
Yeah,
so the Brisbane won by a point.
Yeah, that's what I was responding to. I saw someone ask who'd won.
So it is kind of... you can't kind of see the full score there. That's bad. But because of all the technical issues, I'm reluctant to try and edit it once the game had started.
Yeah, once we'd finally got everything happening.
Interesting. Have we got any Brisbane fans in here? At the moment? We got 48 watching. I think that's our PB.
Ooh. Yeah, that's the highest I've seen it. 48.
Yeah. 4 just dropped off as I said that.
Yeah, mate. Sparkle Narkle.
Let's have a look at who are the BOGs. Charlie Cameron kicked 5, probably gets the 3 votes.
Yeah, you'd have to give it to Charlie, surely. Lions, from when we did watch, he looked great, I've got to say. Actually.
Dangerfield, 37 and a goal. He'll get a vote.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 votes.
Possibly 2 for sure.
Dangerfield had 10 clearances, 468 metres gained in 8 inside 50s. Although...
Lions had 1 goal, 1 with 11 tackles.
Yeah, that's true.
Lions looked great.
Right, yeah, Danger got a goal as well.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. I did question that inside 50 from Danger. Not so much... he could have gone deeper with it.
That's what she said.
No, I was talking about his ass. No, he could have gone deeper with it. But it was more like they were outnumbered. But,
Geelong seemed to have the numbers around the ball once it came to ground, though.
Yeah, that's true. And they still didn't get it out. Wow, what a finish that was. What an amazing 30 seconds.
Bloody
The real
fuck,
winner,
yeah.
the AFL, says Chris. Yeah, the Eagles are kind of the secondary loser. I don't know. You can look at it both ways, because if we win tomorrow, we're top. So, oh, no, we're not top, but we have a chance to finish top if we win tomorrow. So,
I'm glad the live top 4 covered up my awkward stretch just then.
And the whole new jocks at the front. Yeah.
These are new trackies, mate. You're lucky on that front.
Bruce asks, who's winning your mock Brownlow, Jesse, and who do you think will win it? Fife, the favourite, followed by Treloar, I reckon. Yeah, good calls. I have stopped showing the Brownlow for a reason. It's because I'm going to do it in a video very soon. I'm going to do like a mock Brownlow count. So I probably won't reveal who I've got winning it at the moment. But, yeah, Fife and Treloar are absolutely up there, as you say. McRae has kind of bolted for me a little bit. He's had a few, like you say, well, like we said before, Bont and McRae and Dunkley probably steal votes a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Neil's up there, Kelly's up there, even Dangerfield's up there for me. So it's a tight finish. I think the top 10 is separated by like
Cripps?
3 or 4 votes. Cripps is up there, but not as high as you'd think for me.
Yeah, because even though Carlton have been getting the wins that you'd think they needed for him to get a Brownlow, he hasn't necessarily been the best on ground in those wins.
I think there was a few games where he was average and they won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're starting to get more out of everyone else. That's where their improvements come from.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Cripps has always been good. Yeah, that's true. Matthew Wicks, Cameron, 5 goals, 1, 17 disposals. Yeah, probably has done enough to get 3 votes this week, back to back. He'll probably feature highly in Player of the Year award as well, actually. Now I think about it. Cool. All right,
Wonder how he'd go Brownlow, because you'd give him the 3 votes in some of those monster goal games, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think
and then
he's
some
that
medium
high.
goal games, you'd get a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, I don't think I have him quite that high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those medium goal games, as you say, yeah. Well, guys, I reckon we are close to wrapping this up. If you have any other things you want to write, get them in now.
Brucey's got me in a question, actually, I can see it.
Because he's a very sexy man.
On talent, Fife probably already is the GOAT Docker, but with legacy, Pav's going to be a hard one, I feel, to take over, because his legacy is just all Australian in every line of the fucking field. Bloody just great player, great captain. But yeah, another Brownlow and a flag probably gives Fife that first flag captain, that whole cachet. Couple of Brownlows, which Pav never did. You'd have to say Fife on talent and legacy at that point, but he'd definitely need to be a big part in winning a flag.
I'd say, I think it was Ryan Daniels, I can't remember who it was, but someone had a good summary of it. They say Fife's probably the better player, but Pavlich is the most important Docker.
Yeah.
Because he kind of gave you relevance during that period of mediocrity. He was undeniably one of the best players in the comp, and was just a champion player over the stretch, and probably the player you needed more historically than Fife. But Fife is probably...
Fife's the most talented.
Yeah, I was going to say, Fife has been at times the best player in the league, which I don't think Pavlich truly ever was. You know, he was just ridiculously good and respected.
Yeah.
Sort of like a Simon Black, maybe even higher. I don't know, maybe like a Simon Black, James Bartel level. No one ever thought of them as, yes, he's the best player.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Plenty of runs on the board.
Cool. All right, a few people kicking off. That's cool. Backyard Charizard says, good debut. Thanks, mate. Appreciate your help and the advice pre-stream. Thanks for sticking through it with us, guys, because, it was a shaky start. I think we lost a few people, but that's all good. Dave's gone to cook up a burger. No worries. Thanks, Dave. I'll see you on the Discord, mate. Pav is the better leader for me, says Chris. Yes, that's probably fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a better captain.
Definitely.
Yeah. Jack Fowler says bye-bye. That's all good. Cool, guys. All right. Well, I think that is probably good for us tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah, today. Adelaide Crows are the best. Says thanks for the company this afternoon, guys. Thank you, mate. Thanks for your questions. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. Do you reckon you'll be able to? Yeah, cool.
You
all right.
reckon you can come tonight still?
Potentially, yes. Yeah. So
sweet,
tonight...
it's 3 o'clock, I've just realised.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go do something. But so it looks like we'll be back tomorrow, guys. And Bushra and I are going to Fremantle Essendon tonight. So I'm going to don my Eagles scarf and get to the game.
Yeah, and troll me.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Thanks very much, guys. We are going to hit stop streaming now. I'll see you soon, very soon, on the True Footy YouTube channel.
Tomorrow, to be exact.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.